The recording has started.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's your girl, LaShonda Henry here, aka Assist Sense. Always excited to share things you can do to work on your money, marketing, and sales goals too with strategy and intention. So, this morning, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning, is our weekly Sunday circle. And I'm doing things differently today. I'm doing live and I'm doing our weekly Sunday circle mastermind with you all in the Sister Sense Circle community virtually because this is our opportunity to reflect on this week as we prepare for the new one. So things are a little bit different today because usually it's early in the AM and I'm sitting on my porch doing Sunday Circle with the Sister Sense tribe. But I wanted to bring y'all into the vibe this morning. So, as part of the Sunday Circle, our focus is always to think about your signups and your sales. And as I'm actually doing the Print Your Profits webinar workshop this weekend, there's a whole lot going on. So, there's lots for us to talk about. When it comes to our weekly marketing and sales mastermind, the focus is the TP3 for me. And when I say when I say TP3, it's about intentionally thinking about your three top three priorities for the week, right? So our weekly Sunday Circle sessions, we're thinking about intentionally what you've done this week, what you want to do next week, and how you want to put it all together. One of my favorite acronyms, STOP, stands for stop, think, observe, and proceed. So let's do that. The TP3 of it all for me is always have something to S. Always have something to say, always have something to share, and always have something to sell. And when it comes to our Sunday Circle conversations, the three core areas that we talk about, making an irresistible offer every single week. If you have if you do nothing else every single week, we focus on these three TP3s, right? You make an irresistible offer to sell. Whether you're taking that week to intentionally produce an offer or pitch an offer to your audience, you make your irresistible offers. Number one, sharing a message that makes you money. So having something to say, right? Putting your voice, putting yourself out there, and creating at least one piece of content. Content that converts customers, that converts social media followers, that converts browsers into buyers. Having something to say, share, and sell on a consistent basis. So, what we're going to do when it comes to the TP3 is I'm going to share something with you all that normally I share at the beginning of the month, number one, and or the beginning of the quarter. So every week we reflect on the current week, we prepare for the new one, and I kind of take you inside of my business and talk about the things that I've been doing. At the same time, I want us to be able to, for those of you who missed our TP3 conversation, new month, new quarter, kind of help you get your head right. All right. So, one of the things that we talk about when it comes to your monthly or quarterly TP3 plan is friendly reminders, things that you want to remind yourself of and or things that you want to remind your tribe, your community of, those messages, those brand messages that are really important to you and your purpose. So, when it comes to this month, one of my friendly reminders is to work on printing your profits. I have SSO. I call these my signature seasonal offers. Okay. Every quarter, I have different things that I focus on within my tribe. And for this quarter, it's printing your profits. Okay. And number two, this is an opportunity for me to also talk about with my tribe how to get Black Friday ready, how to strategically prepare for the holiday season as 9-to-5preneurs, solopreneurs, infopreneurs, mommypreneurs, all the preneurs, right? So, what are some things? And those of you who are listening via our virtual community, hey Rhonda, hey Levon, good morning, good morning, hey Tina. Those of you who are coming on in into the virtual building here, I don't see my girl Afi yet. She might be asleep. Make sure that you let me know what are some friendly reminders that you have for your tribe, right? Something that you want to share with your audience this month or this quarter, right? A lot of times people get confused or frustrated when it comes to content creation or overwhelmed. They don't know what to do as far as what content to put out or what they should be doing in their business. And one of the things that really keeps me keeping on is having things that I can think about and focus on for myself and for my tribe. Focus words. Finish strong, start stronger is definitely something that I talk about this time of year, as well as telling people, listen, this is still your year. This is still your opportunity to do things, especially in the last 100 days of the year, to really make it count. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, and I'm going to talk about this when we get to offers, but I have the 100-day agenda, and that is in alignment with one of my seasonal offers about your growth goals, finishing strong. So, what are some of your focus words and friendly reminders? Feel free to drop any of those into the chat so that I can see. I know my girl Lavon is here, and she's been talking about serenity and how you, number one, can work on growing your serenity and finding peace and keeping peace wherever you are. And then also thinking about being in a place where you maybe sabotage your serenity and you're not doing the things that you need to do to make sure that you are being present, being happy, bringing in the joy, right? So her focus word is serenity. Feel free to let me know some of yours. Okay. Um, Projects. This is a big one. When it comes to, hey, Shonda, good morning, good morning, good morning. The lovely Shonda was here this weekend. She is en route getting ready to go back home. She's got a really early flight this morning, so she won't be hanging us with us. So I love it that I can see you here virtually hanging with me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, when it comes to your TP3 plan, another thing I want you to think about this new month or this new quarter is your projects. Your projects. You want to be intentional about this month or this quarter. What are the projects that either you need to start or you need to roll over? Now, I'm so used to just doing this with my community and my tribe. This is actually something that we do every week inside of my Sister Sense community. It is a monthly mentorship and accountability community for digital entrepreneurs at sistersense.com/circle. And so, because of that, my tribe already knows. Have a Google Doc, have a notebook, and work on your goals intentionally. So I could just kind of jump into our conversation about the TP3, your top priorities for this month, and then also identifying your top priorities for the quarter. But as you guys are thinking about that, I'm assuming that hopefully you've got some sort of a notebook or something to take notes as you're hanging out with us, okay? I did see at the corner of my eye, my little old eye. Hey Tina, good morning, good morning, good morning. Tina says, I can't believe I'm awake. Listen, there's a lot of beautiful stuff that happens early in the AM. Good morning, Lavon. I can't believe I'm awake. I love it. So, your friendly reminders, your focus words, especially those of you on the replay side. Always remember you can drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. As I'm asking these questions, it's an opportunity for you to take notes and reflect on your vision for this quarter or this month, but also an opportunity for y'all to virtually check in with me via the chat and let me know What are some things that you're thinking about as identifying as priorities for you in these areas? Okay. So the next one that we're talking about is your projects. And you want to be able to think about those projects that you are either going to start fresh and new, or you're going to roll over into the new month or the new quarter. Because not everything gets completed all at once. You know the phrase, Rome was not built in a day, right? A lot of people have changed it to Beyonce was not built in a day. We all are works in the making. So, one of the things that you intentionally should be doing is identifying projects that you started that you want to roll over, or new projects that you want to begin for the first time. Um, Schedules. This is the next one. People oftentimes say to me, there's so much I want to do. I don't know where to start. Anybody ever feel like that? There's so much I want to do. I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm spinning my wheels. One of my strategies when it comes to getting calm, getting clear, getting intentional about what you want to put out there is to think about two methodologies that I've put together when it comes to your schedule. Number one, what you want to SCF, start, continue, and finish, versus what you want to CUD, create, update, or take more time to designate as far as intentionally promoting and working on that particular project. Okay, so those of you who are here via our tribe, the System Circle, or watching me via live stream or on the replay side, think about that for yourself, especially those of you who are working with me this weekend as part of Print Your Profits. This weekend, I'm doing the North Carolina workshop, which is why I'm here at the beautiful Hilton, so that I can hang out with my ladies and we do several things as far as digital self-publishing is concerned. Next week, I'm doing virtual Print Your Profits, but I especially want you all to think about, what am I doing right now? What do I want to start, continue, or finish, SCF, versus create, update, or designate more time to focus on? And then people say, okay, girl, you have me brain dumping all this stuff, but my brain is still frazzled because I have all this stuff. Like, you look out on your papers, or let's be real. How many notebooks? How many notebooks? 1, 2, 3, 4. All this stuff that you're thinking about doing. We need to be intentional about your time. To be honest with you, you could probably take a lot of your time just thinking about the things that you need to do. Which is why I'm excited to bring the Sunday Circle to you. I've been doing it for several months now, since the end of last year with my tribe privately. I don't think I've ever done the Sunday Circle live. Um, but the idea here is, if you're intentionally, as I like to say, a Sunday well spent brings a week full of content. If you're intentionally taking a few hours out of your Sunday to get clear about what you did this week, what you want to do next week, and give yourself an agenda, no different when kids go to school, or if you got a 9 to 5 and you go to work, there is a clear agenda. Otherwise, when you find yourself, especially as entrepreneurs who are transitioning from being used to told what to do by your boss or what to do at school, it's difficult to proactively and effectively, time wise, identify your priorities and have the confidence in yourself to do it, right? I find a lot of times when entrepreneurs struggle with self doubt or indecision, it's like double dutch. You just don't know when to jump in. You know, you got all this stuff you need to do, you just don't know what to jump into, right? Logistically, some of the things that I like to friendly remind my business besties is, number one, identify your schedule. SCF, CUD, number one for me. Number two, think about the order of priorities. You go, what does that mean, LaShonda? Well, let me help you. There are some things that you have to do that have a deadline that you need to stick to. So, things with clear deadlines, identify those things, number one, okay? And then number two, after the deadline, very clear time specific things that you have to get done at a certain time. You want to think about those things that are almost done, those things that you can knock out and keep it moving, right? Number two. Then for me is the passion projects. Now, this is key because a lot of entrepreneurs live in a place of passion. I mean, why wouldn't you? Everybody says, do what you love and the money will come. No, it don't work that way. You can't always simply focus on your passion projects because entrepreneurship, just keeping it real, isn't always sexy. There's a lot of non sexy things that we have to do to consistently bring in revenue. And a lot of times entrepreneurs get caught up in the, what's the word? They get caught up in the sexy things, the fun things, the passion projects. They only do those things and they never do the fundamentals. So I always put my passion projects at the lower end of the priority list, um, because you have to logistically do the things that are most important, right? Sometimes we go, oh, I don't have time to do that stuff. No, you do. It's about what you put your priorities into, right? So then passion products. And I also at that point think about ordered projects. Okay, ordered projects. What does that mean? There's a certain order to things, right? So you may, for example, think about your day. In the mornings, you may, or depending upon whether or not you're a breakfast person, you may or may not eat your breakfast. You know, you brush your teeth, you um, walk the dog, you do your meditation. There's an order to things that you do, right? I don't think we usually put the underwear on after the clothes, right? First we put the underwear on, then we put the clothes on top of it, right? There's an order to certain things. Same thing holds true with your business. For some projects, there may be a clear order to things. So, for example, you go, I want to do a subscription box. That's a project of mine, right? Okay, well, do you have the stuff to put in the box? Do you have the boxes? Do you have customers? Like, there's an order to certain projects, and sometimes you feel like you're floating and you're all over the place. But if you really sat down and thought about it, if you just map out the steps of what you need to do, even if it's the first 3 to 5 steps, that would give you a direction, a guide as far as the process that you need to follow, the schedule of things that you need to prioritize. So think about your schedule, think about your how you're going to organize your projects by order of priority. Next for me is smart repetition. Okay, so let me see if anybody via the chat or in my Citizens group, because this is the Sunday Circle. Like I said, for those of you just coming in live, I do this every week with my tribe, via my private community at citizensense.com/circle. The Citizensense Circle. Every week we have different mastermind challenges and workshops and training for my digital women entrepreneurs. And every Sunday, 6 a.m. in the morning, we do the Sunday Circle. You don't have to be on every Sunday. I do. Okay. You check in when you need to. But SMART. Who knows what the SMART acronym stands for? Can anybody drop any of or all of the words for SMART into the chat for me? And while you guys are doing that, I am going to put on my eyes for a second. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Those of you who are watching, feel free to tag your business besties, drop a chat comment, just kind of let me know who you are and where you are today. If you know SMART, what it means, or even what one of those letters mean, feel free to drop that into the chat for me. Because one of the things that especially those of you in y'all know in the Sunday Circle, one of the things that I love to talk about when it comes to your TP3 plan, which is what we're going through right now, is smart repetition. Yes. Hey, Samantha. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Samantha dropped the M, which stands for measurable, right? There are 5 components to I had to think about. It's early, y'all. I had to think about that. It's early in the AM. There are 5 components to SMART, right? Good morning. Good morning. Specific, measurable, y'all. I say y'all because I say this, I give you the SMART acronym all the time, but I've been here for 3 days, so the brain ain't quite braining as fast as it used to. Okay, thank you, Levon. Thank you, Levon. Thank you, Tina. Y'all see, y'all, my tribe are here. They here to support me, y'all. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Now, the A is where people switch it up. I think either Levon or Tina said achievable. Okay, so Tina said achievable, um, and Levon said attainable, right? Different people switch it up when it comes to SMART. Shonda says specific, measurable, attainable, and time based, right? It's slight variations, but I tend to say achievable. Point being, when it comes to you effectively making the most of your time as an entrepreneur, we want to think about those things that you need to repeat. What are specific things that you need to repeat that you can measure, that you can achieve, that you can set dates and time around, right? So, inside of my community right now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but we're doing something called Fresh Start. Let me see if I can grab one of the books real quick. We're doing the Fresh Start program. And as part of the Fresh Start program, I am sharing Fresh Start, this Fresh Start guide. You can actually get this guide for free at sistasense.com/FSG. FSG stands for Fresh Start Guide. Okay. As part of the Fresh Start program, we are working on $7 solutions. You creating a $7 digital product that you can use to start to generate revenue, to practice the art of producing and promoting a digital product, maybe as a standalone product where you just sell that thing, or you connect it to another offer, a core offer that you really want to sell, but you're using the $7 as an introductory to that core offer, right? So that's what we're doing inside the Fresh Start program right now. The enrollment was closed, but I opened enrollment. Fresh Start is literally $37 for 90 days. For 90 days working with me. Oh, and by the way, y'all, let people know that I haven't closed enrollment yet. So you can always go to sistasense.com/fresh start, sign up to the program. It's 37 days, so you can work on creating your digital products and intentionally going through the Fresh Start process. One of those processes is the 7-day Setup for Sales Challenge, and we're doing that pretty much every 2 to 3 weeks. We're doing the 7-day challenge. Another one is coming up right up. So if you are in Fresh Start, join. Tell your friends to join. Lavon gifted one of her friends an opportunity to be a part of Fresh Start. There's literally a section that you could click and say, give this to somebody if you want to give somebody and help them support them being intentional in their business. But I share the 90-day program Fresh Start because a lot of it is smart repetition. We're doing the same things over the course of, we're doing some different things, but the same things over the course of 90 days when it comes to focusing on your $7 solution, planning it, producing it, promoting it, developing web pages for it, working on your profit goals, working on your promotions, and we're doing that repetitively. You have to integrate more smart repetition, especially for entrepreneurs who feel like you're always bouncing. It's like bounce, 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 bounce. You're always like bouncing, doing different things, and you're always starting over. In order for you to get better at what you do, you have to master it, right? It's funny because, like I mentioned before, right now I'm literally at the Greenville Hilton. This is a suite. I'm doing the Printer Profits 3-day weekend workshop, and this is day number 3. We don't get started until 9 a.m., but I always do my Sunday circle at 6 a.m. So I figured I would do a live and take some of you guys into the circle if you've never experienced it before as part of my community. But I say that to say that it's so important to work on that repetition, right? And getting better. And one of the ladies in the circle, Rhonda, she's one of my OGs. She was like, "Oh Lord, this is so different from before as far as my training style, right? And now we're able to knock out projects in like 30 to 90 minutes that probably would have taken like anywhere between 4 to 6 hours." Just because I've been repetitively working at my training style, the topics, and getting better at serving the people that I want to serve, right? One of my acronyms, and feel free anybody to drop this into the chat, is MORE. MORE. Realistic. Yes, you can change relevance to realistic, right? One of my signature assistance acronyms is MORE. Master, originality, reach, and engagement. And a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with the M, which is mastery, number 1, and the R that I'm sharing with you right now, and that's repetition, number 2. Repetitively doing things, because folks don't like to do it. Everybody wants to do the fun, the sexy, the make fast money online things, the feel goods, as I say, but there are real goods. There's a difference between the feel goods that internally make you feel good, and that's why you're wanting to do it. I get it. A lot of parts of entrepreneurship are therapeutic, but beyond the feel goods, the real goods are mastering your craft and actually making that money on a consistent, sustainable basis. Drop a Y if you are one of those people. A Y for yes. If you're like, yes, I want to get better at building a better business. I want to get better at making money. I want to get better at creating something that is sustainable and scalable. Drop yes, right? Because in order to do that, you have to work on your repetition, specifically smart repetition. So when people are asking me to help them, I have my clarity calls with clients on Wednesdays, right? Help me get clear. We work on smart. We sit down and get specific. What are you trying to accomplish in the next week, month, or quarter? Number 1. Number 2, how can we measure these things? How are these things relevant? How are they achievable? How are they time specific? Where are the deadlines, right? So I'm going to take y'all into the Fresh Start program just a little bit. But like I said, if you're not in Fresh Start, you should definitely join us. You can go over to citizensense.com/fresh start because enrollment is still open. And if you need support in your business on a weekly or monthly basis, if you want to have accountability, mentorship, and a community like mine, then you should definitely join the Sister Sense Circle, right? Now, as part of that experience, the thing that I want you to think about is for Fresh Start, we have the 3 time brackets. And even for the Sunday Circle, right? I do the same framework. You're going to think about 100. So let me ask you guys, you're live right now. Hey, livers, number 1. Those of you who are listening virtually, number 2. Can you give me one thing that you're trying to do, either this month, this quarter, or this week? So I want to look, let me get my eyes. I want to look up here, whether it be Shonda, Samantha, Tina, LaVon, Rhonda, all of y'all in the virtual building hanging out with me. One thing. So we're going to look at your quarter. What's one thing you want to accomplish in the next 100 days, right? But you can't just set large overarching goals for yourself and think that it's going to work. Everybody has goals. The difference between the goal setters and the goal accomplishers is the doing, the work, right? Shonda was like, listen, somebody said to me, we don't make 6 figures. She said, in medical coding, you can make 6 figures. Watch me. right? You tell me not to do a thing, I'm gonna do it. She said 13 months later, she was making six figures, right? Come on now. So I want to know something that you want to accomplish. And as you give me that goal, is it a 100-day goal or a 30-day goal? Because then you're taking one of your bigger goals and you're making it smaller, right? You're identifying a micro project, as I call them, or a 7-day smart project. Something that you go, yeah, this is what's happening this week. Okay. I want the 100. I will the 30. I am the 7. You know what I'm saying? So you think about those larger things that you want versus the things that you want to do, you will do versus you are going to do, right? Tina says, review all my current offers to see what to keep, revise, or shelve. And that's something that you want to accomplish in the next 7 days. I love it. I love that. That's something that everybody needs to do. It's a bit of business housekeeping, right? So when you're working on that, it's an opportunity for you to um, one second. It's an opportunity for you to clean up shop and get intentional. One of the things that I talk about as far as the Fresh Start framework is creating that $7 offer, number one. But then as you're creating that $7 offer, you're also in a space where you are intentionally thinking about what are these things that I'm going to repeat and do in a 30-day period. We have the Fresh Start framework that has a TSP plan. TSP is 3 simple plans that you intentionally want to repeat over a 30-day period for your people building, your profit building, and your your post for content creation, your profit projects, and your people community building efforts. And I break down the framework with the goal of you picking things that I've selected for you and then doing those things repetitively over 30 days, right? I see that you guys are chatting. Do me a favor, keep dropping into the chat those things that you plan to do. Give me a second because I need a tissue or like 5 of them. And then I'll be right back. So one of the things that like I said to you, I've started the Sunday Circle last year. I want to say, when did we start? October, November, somewhere around there. And I have been doing the Sunday Circle every Sunday ever since. And that's one of my repetition things, right? Usually we're on for anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. And then once every quarter, we'll have like these supersized sessions where we talk about the TP3 plan, which is what we're doing right now. But on a month by month basis, the heart of the Sunday Circle is identifying your offers, your content, and your message for the week. So let me see here because I see the chat on social. I want to accomplish consistent daily sales with my S6 product within 30 days. Okay. So we have, um, as part of the Fresh Start program, the Fresh Start methodology basically gives you some activities that you should be doing on a daily, weekly basis to work on those goals, right? But even if you're not in Fresh Start, I don't think you are, Samantha, but even if you're not, you want to think about, what am I doing to sell my offers, right? The lovely Afi, I don't see her right now, but she's here in spirit. Her brand is called Wear What You Make, right? And she is a sewist, and she has a community for sewists, right? And I love the concept of wear what you make. You made it, put it on, show it off, right? Sell what you need to sell. Oftentimes I tell the people, you ain't selling because you ain't selling, right? If you want to get better at proactively reaching a sales goal, a couple of questions to ask yourself is, when was the last time you sold something? Are you proactively talking about the things that you want to sell on a consistent basis? Are you inviting people to take advantage of it, to engage with it? Are you using it, right? I always share my favorite commercial when the guy is like, the Hair Club for Men, I'm not only the president, I'm also a member, right? You go, oh my God, I didn't know he was wearing a piece, or he got, implants for his hair, but he's telling you, I'm not just talking about this business because I own it. I'm talking about this business because I live it. I am it. I'm representative of the person who needs it, right? Whatever it is that you're trying to create and sell, how much of it is a part of you? As a matter of fact, let me show you something real quick. I got it over here. I'm going to show it to you real quick. And you can let me know, Tina. I'm curious. When was the last time you proactively sold your product, and how often you do it on a week by week basis? So, yesterday we did a session via live stream, brand marketing made easy, and all the ladies talked about the products that either they have created or they are creating. And Lavon, she has her Live Vibrantly brand. And it's funny because I love how the ladies support each other. Rhonda on day one had on her Live Vibrantly t-shirt from Lavon, right? Which is so beautiful. I love it. And whether people are wearing your t-shirts or you're coming in your t-shirt, this is my bag. I got my tote bag like this. I'm walking with my tote bag. This is my purse. Folks be like, is that you on your bag? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. People do print on demand because that's something that I teach, how you can print your products on demand. But then they upload stuff and they never buy it. They don't use it. You got stuff that you want people to buy. You have books. You have a book or planners and journals, but you never talk about it, right? You ain't selling because you ain't selling. Some of this stuff isn't exactly difficult. It's about repetition. It's about consistently putting yourself out there. But folks always like, I don't know what to put out there. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to. It's not as complicated as sometimes folks make it out to be. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, Samantha, Shonda, because I know Shonda and I, she's missing today, but we're going to get on a private call later. Feel free to either send me a voice message, an email, or schedule a call if you need some clarity or support, right? If you're watching me on a social media platform, you can always just DM me on the platform, but you can also go to sistersense@gmail.com to send me an email. When you go to the sistersense.com website, you can always click the gray tab on the right to send me a voice message, and we can talk that way, back and forth. Or you can always schedule a call with me, a clarity session at sistersense.com/call me. The Black Socialist. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are up and at it early. Yes, I'm always up and at it early. Um, this is actually something that I do with my community every Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning. But because this weekend I am hosting my North Carolina Print Your Profits weekend workshop, this is the first time in a year that I think I've done our private sessions. I'm on the virtual conference with the ladies here. This is the first time I've done it with you guys via live. But thank you, the Black Socialists, for hanging out with me. YouTubers, Facebookers, definitely let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. I am in Greenville, North Carolina, New York girl living in the North Carolina world. And of course, if you guys are watching on the replay side, drop into the comment box, hashtag replays rock. Let's see here. Sociologists, my apologies. I got my eyes on, but text is kind of small. I got to go real close to see what you're saying. Lavon Weaver. So let's see here. Tina says, developing a great Black Friday offer. That's your goal for 30 days. That's a good one, but I'm going to tell you something. Number one, don't wait until Black Friday, right? Actually, one of the things that we've been doing as part of my program is getting Black Friday ready, literally 100 days before Black Friday. I'm not telling you it's too late. It's not. But don't wait until Black Friday to drop stuff. You should be dropping stuff and practicing now, right? Number one, to beat the competitive rush so people can buy your stuff before they buy anybody else's stuff, right? But number two, also giving yourself an opportunity to test until you find your best. That's one of my favorite sayings on Sister Sense. You got to test until you find your best so you don't wait, right? Tina says, that's a great tip. Thank you. You're absolutely welcome. So right now, inside of Fresh Start, ladies are creating products, and I'm telling them promote the product, sell the product, test the product, because baby, you wanted to make you money now. It's funny because I watched a commercial for a candy I used to eat when I was a kid. I'm 43, 80s baby. And there was a commercial for it. It's the Now or Later candy. Did y'all ever eat that? But I'm from Brooklyn, so we used to say now later. We didn't say now or later. It was now laters. I didn't know until I read that. I was like, wait, that's how you say it? Crazy. But I bring that up because one of the things I talk about on Sister Sense is now or later money, right? How you can strategically generate money right now. Some of y'all say now. If you want to make some money now, say now. Like today, Monday morning, Monday money, you like now. Hello. Being able to think about those things that you need to do now versus later. And if you want to make Black Friday money, please, Lord, don't wait until the day before Black Friday to come up with an offer, but don't wait until that time frame to start thinking about it and even promoting it, right? And even thinking about it strategically. Walmart, Target, and I think Prime Week is coming up, right? Prime Week is strategic for a reason. We're what? We're in the middle of October and they're doing Prime Week. They're not waiting until Black Friday, even though they're gonna have a Black Friday promotion that's telling you something, right? Amazon is like, you gonna spend money today, okay? I need you to spend your money now. So how can you integrate that kind of energy into what you do? I'm super excited about what I'm doing with the ladies inside my Fresh Start program because we're selling and promoting now. I opened up enrollment for Fresh Start again. Okay, so tell your mama, tell your friends. Fresh Start is a 90-day program. We are working on creating $7 digital products, strategically promoting and preparing for the things you want to accomplish over that 90-day period. If you're not in Fresh Start, you can join and work with me in the community virtually for the next 90 days up until December. And you can join us over at sistersense.com/fresh start. Enrollment was closed, but I opened it this week and I haven't closed it yet because I've been here doing what I'm doing for Print Your Profits with my business besties this weekend. So if you do want to take an opportunity to work on that, feel free to, okay? Let me see here. Hi, Carisha. Good morning. Good morning. I am in Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, you are just 2 hop skips and a jump from me. Those of you who are local, but honestly, you don't have to be a local business bestie, but I do at least 2 to 3 of these in-person events here in Greenville, North Carolina. The next one is Fire Start Your Year. That happens in January, always MLK weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This January, we actually did 4 days. Some of the ladies stayed until Monday, so I was like, can I get this week for another day? And they were like, yes. So we did 4 days this January. But it's an opportunity to work on your products and to intentionally prepare for when we do Fire Start Your Year, you're preparing for your year and the things that you want to accomplish. So if you're curious about joining Fire Start Your Year, coming out and working with me in North Carolina, you can message me. I can give you the details for that, number one. Number two, Print Your Profits is in person right now, but I'm always do in person and then I do virtual. So the virtual 2-day Print Your Profits is next weekend. That is exclusive to those of you who are in my Sister Sense Circle program. Okay. So if you're in my mentorship community, the Sister Sense Circle, you basically have access to every virtual training I do each week, like these Sunday Circle sessions. I don't normally do them via live stream. I just do them via the conference line and my screen share for my private clients who are in my mentorship program. But I'm feeling cute. I'm here in the hotel, so I said I'm gonna get in front of the camera and hang out with you guys. But if you're interested in joining the program, sistersense.com/fresh start. There you'll learn about the Fresh Start program, but you'll also learn about Sister Sense Circle or coming out and hanging out with us virtually or in person in North Carolina. Feel free to check in with me, right? Oh, I see some nows with extra, 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 extra caps. Love them. Strawberry. That's a great tip. Organizing my online store so that customers can locate the Black Friday offers easily. Doing that as part of your 7 day. So that's what you want to do this week. Develop a great offer. Sign up for the Vibrant Sister 30-day goal site. So you want to work on intentionally over the next 30 days, working on getting people to sign up for your Vibrant Sister Circle. Review, revise, keep current offers. Okay, I think I mentioned that one before. Okay, good. So if you're just coming on here, the conversation that we're having in the community is what are your goals for the next 100? Okay, so those of you just coming on here, what's something you want to do within the next 100-day period, right? What's something that when you look at that bigger list, you definitely are going to do in the next 30 days. And then when you look at the next week, you're like, yeah, I'm knocking this out within the next 7 days, right? What's something that you're going to do? As a matter of fact, let me go and grab some things that I can share with you, seeing as how I'm both via the conference line, but I am also on the live stream. I can show you some beautiful things that the ladies have worked on. I was about to trip on the cord. So the Sunday Circle is definitely a reflection planning thing that we do every Sunday. Okay. So I'm every single Sunday at 6 o'clock in the morning, tuning in to my tribe and talking about what did you do this week? Let's talk about what you want to do next week. Okay. So we do that every week in my community. But it's not just about talking in the community. When I do my virtual trainings throughout the week, we're creating. Okay. And depending upon who you are and what you need, you take the classes that help you for those things. Okay. So, perfect example. I don't know how many of my tribe are just listening to me and watching the screen. So, you guys can't see it via live stream, but here is the weekly Sunday Circle document. And they can see this because we're doing screen share of what we talk about on a week by week basis. And I'm going through it with them, but I'm just verbally sharing it with you guys as part of the community. They get to see the doc, download the doc, and then work on their own doc as well, where they can print it out and write in it, preparing their week by week. Okay. So in the community, one of the things the ladies are working on are $7 products that they can do as digital and print. Here is 21 mindful money mantras. This was created by Rhonda, one of the ladies who are here. Number one, we are working on paperback style books, one project. This week we're working on planners, notebooks, and journals as part of the Sunday Circle. Everything that I show you is one of my templates. I'm a web and graphics designer. And so the ladies get my templates, they create their products, and this is an example of a paperback book project. We're actually working on that this weekend. Print Your Profits. I've been doing this for I don't even know how many years. Every year we do something slightly different. Um, Last year we worked on magazines. So this is one of my clients, Andrella. She made this beautiful Envision magazine for career building. New year, new career. You see her. Who doesn't want to be on the cover of their own magazine? I have two magazines. This is one of them, Bright Colors for Kids. You can find it on Amazon. Um, Creating your own self-published magazines, books, guides. One of the lovely ladies in my circle, Elizabeth, she couldn't make this training this time, but she's like, LaShonda, I'm there in January. Um, this January, we worked on her journal. I'm sorry, her 100-day, a 100-day daily journal. I helped her put this together as part of the program. It's 200 pages. It's absolutely beautiful. She launched it at the beginning of this year. And so it's not just about planning. Planning is important, baby. That's why every week we plan, but we also produce, right? So if you're in the program, you can work on planners, you can work on magazines, you can work on guides, you can work on information books, both digital and physical. Now, for those of you who are here, those of you listening in the community, number one, those of you watching me live, number two, when it comes to products, can you give me a specific type of product that you are working on right now? I can tell you right now, this weekend, we're working on notebooks, planners, and journals. Maybe you want to work on one of those projects because we're definitely doing the virtual Print Your Profits next weekend. So if you can't be with me in North Carolina, baby, you better be with me next weekend because we're going to work on products that you can self-publish. But out of curiosity, those of you who are here, let me know one type of product that you intentionally want to work on when it comes to the next 30, 90, or 7 days. Okay. So as you guys are doing that, the last thing that I'm going to say when it comes to your TP3 is your skill set. In addition to thinking about smart repetition, the things that you want to repeat strategically to get better at this quarter or this month, you also have to think about your skills, your natural skills that you want to rev up, right? So you're good at something and you really want to use that superpower for good. What are those natural skills that you want to amplify and make the most of? What are those learned skills, things that you're not really a natural at, but you really want to dig into and get better at? The desired skills, right? That you're like, man, I've been wanting to dot 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 fill in the blank for a long time. So your natural skills, learned skills, desired skills, you want to be able to identify those things that are of interest to you, right? So one of the things that I learned how to do and actually shared with my tribe a few weeks ago was using Autobot automation on Instagram. So I could say, hey, drop a certain word into a keyword into the comment box on Instagram, and then use Autobots to send an automatic direct message and comment for whoever leaves me a comment without me manually having to do anything. Techie, but not terribly complicated. I learned how to do it, and I taught the ladies in my tribe how to do it, right? A learned skill. Another skill that I learned, that I taught this year, was using AI. Anybody interested? I mean, I get it. There's like a love-hate when it comes to AI. I get the cons and I get the pros, but I've taught several AI classes, right? So I learned how to use certain platforms to do AI art. This is one of my books. Somebody needs to hear this. 43 life lessons learned. I just turned 43 this year, so I released this book this year at susense.com/somebody, right? And This is my version of me. And this is me on the back cover, but these are the AI art graphics that I created. And this is got lessons learned and lots of the AI art. How many of you have projects and you want to get some stuff illustrated, and you don't necessarily want to have to find somebody to draw it for you? AI art is something that you could learn how to do. I taught my ladies how to do it, and they have. Afi said, "LaShonda, you release the beast," because she loves AI art now. This is one of my clients, Rhonda. She's here with us this weekend. You can watch of the live streams that I did. We did 3 lives yesterday. Rhonda created this book right here, 21 Money Mantras. Ladies are buying it. They're loving it. You want to have money mantras in your life that's going to help support you to bring in that money. That's what she created. And after we did our AI training, Rhonda made this whole collection of, I'm trying to get to the photo pages. Isn't that beautiful? This is AI, y'all. And I showed my ladies how to use their brand colors and find the right prompts to create their content. I'm going to show you some of these pictures. Okay, let me turn it this way because doing it the way that I'm doing it is not working. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. Is this not beautiful? So I'm just saying that to say I'm curious to know what products you all or projects you all would like to work on right now. But I also want you to be aware of that if you need support when it comes to your products and your projects, that's something that we are doing right inside of our Sister Sense circle pretty much on a week by week basis. Okay. So let's continue this conversation around things that you need to work on. And the TP3 is, for me, the first part of the conversation. Okay. Now, for those of you who are just coming on in here, let me put it into context. I do this Sister Sense Circle every Sunday at 6 a.m. with my clients in my community. Okay. I'm literally online talking to them, and they can see my screen, and we're going through the Sunday Circles training. But because I'm doing my actual in-person training here in North Carolina, I figured I would also come online and share the Sunday Circle with you. So take notes, because this is basically an opportunity for us to talk about those things that you should be doing when it comes to the next week. Okay. So, hold on. I want to do something real quick. Carisha, welcome, welcome. Definitely, if you're just coming on in here, let me know who you are. And I would also love to know some of the projects that you intentionally want to work on. And I was trying to see if I could share this training that we're doing this morning within the groups. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, done. All right. So we've talked about the TP3. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of what we do inside the Sunday Circle every week. And normally this this is usually anywhere between 30 to 90-minute sessions, on average like an hour. But because I'm going live, it's a little bit longer. It's like the Sunday Circle supersized this morning. But again, feel free to share it out with your business besties. So the heart of the Sunday Circle, just to kind of refresh you guys, is every Sunday we reflect on 3 things: your offers, your content, and the messages you want to put out. So when you think about this week, what did you do when it comes to strategically making offers? What did you sell? Now, there are 2 ways to think about the offers that you make on a week by week basis. One is produce versus pitch. Okay. So this is that question I'm gonna ask y'all. This week, was it a pitch week or a production week? What does that mean? That means when it comes to making products, did you spend your week actually producing a product and offer, or did you intentionally spend a good portion of this week pitching your product, either to individuals or to groups of people because you want to proactively sell? Sister Sense, which is my signature business name, Lashonda, aka Sister Sense, is about helping you make sense of making money online. And I always tell clients, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but if you ain't selling, it's because you ain't selling. You either don't have products or you're not proactively promoting them. So I want to see in the chat whether you guys are on my community call or on the live, produce or pitch or neither. That's a reflection for you. That's an opportunity for you to see if you're not doing a fundamental part of business is actually producing products. If you're not doing that, why? What's making it difficult for you? I just took a couple of minutes to show you some of the products that ladies are producing in my community, because one of the things I want you to be able to do is to be proactive. And I want you to be able to master your craft. I want you to be able to work on repetition and simplicity. One of my favorite signature acronyms is KISS, Kiss, keep it seriously simple. Not a signature, I didn't come up with KISS, but I use it so much. It's one of mine. If you find that you want to make money, you want to be consistent, you want to grow your following, you want to create products, but everything feels painful for you, we have to figure out a methodology that's going to help you keep things simple. Okay. So when you think about this week, let me check our chat in the community. Let's see who's here. Levon, we got Rhonda. Hey, Afi sleep. Afi's usually the first one on the line. She sleep. This is her birthday week. She enjoyed her birthday week. This week, when it comes to making offers, were you in pitch mode or production mode? Production. Okay, that's good. That's good. What were you doing? And then when you think about the week to come, what do you want to be focused on, right? So I'm going to share, you guys can't see it, but like I said, every week I go through the document. I'm going to start talking about the offers that I made this week. You can't see the details of the words, but they can. So let's talk about it. LPPs. This week, my low price point offer was the 100 agenda. Oh, my cap lock is on. I'm like, what's going on? So the 100 days agenda is actually a training that I did a few weeks ago, and I wanted to be able to share it with a larger audience. One of the things that I find is helpful is to repurpose your content and use it in multiple ways. So even though that particular training was really just for the people in my tribe, I decided to pull out content from my membership and mentorship and share it to people on a larger scale, right? So that is something that you can consider doing as well when it comes to your business. Do you have smaller pieces of content that you can pull out and share with your audience on a bigger scale? Now, I am going to minimize some of these tabbies. I've got like 1,000 tabs open, and I think that that is affecting my ability to comfortably type right now. And it's kind of annoying the hell out of me. So let me close out some of these tabs. So let me know a specific offer that you promoted this week. One of mine was the 100-day agenda. And I'm actually going to give you the link as well, because there are a couple of things that I want to talk about when it comes to the 100 days agenda. Okay. And that's something to think about too. When I do these sessions, I want to basically take you behind my business and the methodology or the concepts behind what I'm doing that week. So the first thing to consider is you can sell a subscription. I don't know how many of you have subscription programs or memberships, mentorships, masterminds, course programs. You could sell a subscription offer and talk about it in its entirety, right? So for me, that's my Sunday circle as part of my Sister Sense monthly circle, okay? The concept selling it is one thing, but to me, a more effective way to sell continuity programs is to talk about the specific things you're doing in the program. So when I did the social media 4-week challenge, not only did I say join the program to participate, I sold the social media challenge as its own thing. Because, yeah, some people want to be a part of the program, but to be honest with you, some people don't really understand what it all involves. So they may not be interested enough to sign up. But when you give them a very clear offer, they'll go, oh, yeah, I want to do social media. I'm in. Okay, that's something to consider. So I did that for the 100 days agenda. And even for the Fresh Start program, giving people an opportunity to experience it as a standalone offer or as part of the Sister Sense circle, right? So the next thing is Print Your Profits, which is my 2-day virtual next week, my 3-day in person this week. So this is a GBB offer. Let's talk about that. G. My keys are just, I hate when this happens. It drives me crazy. This is a GBB offer. Print Your Profits. GBB stands for good, better, best, right? So there is the virtual, which is 2 days, and that's next week. So I'm going to put 2-day virtual, right? And then there is the in person, which is the better option, which is coming out and working with me in North Carolina for 3 days. And some of the ladies actually are here for 4 days because they may come an extra day early or leave an extra day. And then I live here, so I can hang out with them in between, right? North Carolina workshop, 4-day. And there's also the option of joining my monthly circle so that you can participate in the virtual program, right? So the monthly circle is every month. The Print Your Profits is one of several things on the calendar, virtual versus the in-person. So that was one of the things that I talked about this week, what's coming up. Another offer that I shared this week, as I mentioned before, is what's currently available is the Fresh Start 90-day program. I'm going to talk about the different components of Fresh Start in a second. Okay. I haven't decided, to be honest with you, because I'm doing the first cycle of Fresh Start right now, if it's something that I want to do every quarter, because Fresh Start is a lot of work. I'm putting my all into this thing. Or if it's something that I want to do maybe once or twice a year. But it is a 90-day experience. We're doing Fresh Start until December. And I closed enrollment a few weeks ago. But man, I was like proud mama because the ladies are working on their digital products. And I was like, y'all are missing it. You need to be in Fresh Start. So I opened up enrollment again at sistersense.com / okay, this is, I can't get through the training if I can't type. Those of you who are on, hold on, let me pause the recording real quick. Those of you who are on the virtual with me, give me 2 minutes to sign out of the start meeting virtual and then come back in, because it's doing some funky stuff and it's kind of driving me crazy. So I'm just going to talk to you guys via audio real quick as I log out of my iPad and go back in, because it's doing something that's just just trying my nerves. I can't type. It just won't let me type. Um, so is there something that you can do as a seasonal offer or an annual offer? And for me, the Fresh Start program is that thing right now. So, as I mentioned before, when we do this conversation of the Sunday Circle, my goal is to encourage you to think about your messages, your content, and your products each week. In the process of doing that, I'm going to teach you a little bit about how I sell each week and hit 4 and 5 figure revenue goals, right? Because if you can hit 4 and 5 figure revenue goals on a week by week basis, from that, you can hit your 6+ figure goals, but you have to be intentional every single week, right? Which is what the goal is now. So let me continue to share with you. Let me see if I can get back into this document real quick. Because for some reason, typing is a struggle today. Okay, fingers crossed. I don't know if you ever experienced this. I'm on my iPad right now, but you ever experience trying to do something on a device and it just starts to drive you literally insane? When in doubt, just restart. And fingers crossed that that did the trick. Let's see. Uh, record. Okay, so the Fresh Start 90-day program. One of the things I did is, number one, I reopened it. So that's something that you all can consider as well. Number one, making offers that have deadlines. We actually talked about that yesterday, creating LTO, limited time offers, right? You don't want to give people the opportunity to just get it all the time and it just sits there. Give it a deadline, number one. And then number two, maybe there's something that you did before that you want to bring back again. And that's definitely the case for me when it comes to Fresh Start. Now, another thing that I talk about when it comes to offers is to be in a place where you can proactively create offers that allow you to reach your 4 and 5 figure goals easier. Okay. So a lot of you create LPP. Those are my low price point offers. But if you want to reach your goals and be able to do so easier, you need some HPPs, right? So every week it's about what you're selling this week versus what you plan to do, what you plan to prepare for the coming week. One of the things that I am preparing is my Jumpstart Your Business annual program. That's an HPP. That's something that I am working on releasing to my audience. My Fire Start Your Year is another HPP offer that's listed here as well, that I am working on intentionally. So maybe you have bigger priced products, programs, services, packages, that you want to release in the future, you can't just release them. You have to work on them, right? Even if you want to do a pre-sale on them. So identifying those things that you want people to be aware of, especially when it comes to annual offers, I tend to wait until the end of the year around November, December to drop those. So just making sure I've got all my bells and whistles together to be able to reintroduce them to my people. That's something that I have on my calendar as well. Last week, we actually talked about SSOs. SSO stands for different things for me. Number one, it stands for my signature, right? So my signature seasonal offers, SSO, one of those is the Back to Business conference, right? I also have um, the CEO day. So what is that? Well, I said, listen, if Amazon can have Prime Day, I can have a CEO Day. If Oprah can have a magazine where she's on the cover, I can have a magazine where I'm on the cover. There's nothing that somebody else can do that you can't do. When you see a business or a person do something, it's not I wish I could do that. That's not me. I don't have that opportunity. Let me show you something right here. Let me show you my bag real quick. It says, she believed she could, and so she did. Okay? She believed she could, and so she did. And so when it comes to strategic marketing and sales, I like the concept of Prime Day. And it works so well for Amazon that they do it twice. They started off just doing it in the fourth quarter, but then they do a summer Prime Day as well because it works well for them. It also helps them actually set the tone for their competition because now people are looking at Prime Day like a Black Friday, and other companies do promotions around Prime Day because they're trying to get some of those people that people don't get from Amazon because they're not Prime members, right? So they try to market to non-Prime members and do their thing. It's kind of like how Amazon Prime is a monthly subscription with lots of benefits, and now Walmart has Walmart Plus because they took that innovation and tried to run with it themselves. As a business owner who's been in business for 20 years, one of the ways I am maintaining a sustainable business is to do what works. That's one of my acronyms, WWW. Drop that into the chat. Work what works. So identify strategies that either work well for you or work well for other businesses that you want to implement and integrate into your business. So my son, his name is Christopher Eden Otley. When I was pregnant, I was in the hospital due to gestational diabetes for I want to say about a week and a half. And in my 20s, that was the first time in my whole life, other than when I came out of my mama, that I was in a hospital. I was blessed, to not have a need to be in a hospital for that long of a period of time. So I read my Bible a lot. And I said I wanted my child's middle name to be Eden. And his father's last name is Otley. So his dad said Christopher, CEO. So he is a CEO in the making. And I started last year CEO Day on his birthday. So, working on my signature seasonal offers, number one, working on my subscription offers. So, simple subscription offers. And I have a lot of acronyms. So, my ladies in the circle know this. So, when you're in the Sister Sense circle, getting used to the acronyms, you just become a part of them. So some of you need to think about, if you want to create your sustainable business, do you have low price point, entry point offers that can work for you, number one, right? And let me know if any of these are offers that you're going to work on this week. An LPP, an HPP, or maybe an SSO, okay? And let me just look at the chat to see if you guys are checking in with me as well, just to kind of see what offers you're thinking about, okay? Rhonda says pitch, book launch, and production workshop. Absolutely. So Rhonda has released her book. turquoiseblue.com, and also a workshop as well. I love it. Like, I mean, I enjoyed teaching the AI art class, but Rhonda took it to a whole other level. So I said, baby girl, you're going to have to do an AI class. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to have, yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. So Afi, Rhonda, um, look out for a message from me. I'm going to add, if you guys have the schedule for it, for Back to Business, a panel so that you guys can share some of your AI creations and some of the things that you did to make that happen. Yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to have an AI panel for Back to Business. I've added it to the schedule. Um, but I want you to think about and drop into the chat if you are going to work on an LPP offer, a GBB, which is a good, better, best, giving them options for that offer, maybe an HPP, high ticket offer. One of my HPP offers is my web design services, and I've kind of maxed out because I've taken on at least 3 new projects this month and 3 new big projects, and then I have a small project that'll take me like a day and I'll knock that out. um, but what high ticket, high price point products versus low price point art products do you want to produce and work on? SSO also stands for me, simple subscriptions. So this weekend I've been talking about how to turn your book projects into sustainable subscription based offers. And I'm going to talk about that for you guys virtually next week, those of you who are in the virtual Print Your Profits workshop. And that's accessible for those of you who are actually in the Citizen Circle mentorship program. But this week, I launched issue number 2 of my Moneymakers Monthly. Moneymakers Monthly is a monthly toolkit, $7. You get templates for your business. Basically, it's about making money. So I give you templates, I give you trainings, I give you audios, I give you activities, I give you profit projects to work on to develop digital products. And you get that for $7 on a month by month basis. And I can just kind of turn through the guide just to show you, for example, like this page here, this is showing you, this is highlighting some of the projects for the month. So the Get Black Friday Challenge, that is this month, selling on social media, working on developing pages that pay. So even if you don't have a website, being able to build strategic websites that can help you sell your stuff, grow your list. These are some of the trainings in here, and the program is $7 a month, right? This is what I call a simple subscription program. So it has printable worksheet pages in here to work on your money goals, creating a money map. It's got some great examples of products that the ladies are working on. This, by the way, let me share this with you. This is sizzlesense.com/her marketplace. That gives you a look at some of the products that the ladies are working on in the program right now. sistersense.com/her marketplace. And that's something that I shared this week as well. So this week I'm working on my Sister Sense Circle, working with my members and attracting new members. Plus, I'm also working on the Moneymakers Monthly program. I dropped issue number 2 on the 5th, and the 5th of every month is when I drop the issue for the month in the program, right? So these are things that I am working on, and these are things that are happening in the circle next week. When you think about week by week your business, what are your LPP? And again, don't think you have to do all this stuff. I've been doing this for 20 years, so this is what I live, eat, drink, sleep, breathe, right? When it comes to your business, what are you trying to intentionally do this week? Let me know. When it comes to making an offer, are you going to, if you haven't already said it yet, this week, are you going to work on pitching an offer or producing an offer? And whatever it is for you, whether it be pitch or production, pitching or production, Is it going to be an LPP, low price point, maybe an HPP, high price point? An SSO could be either a simple subscription offer or a signature seasonal offer. These are some things that I am working on this week. Okay. And feel free to drop into the chat. I'll take a minute to pause to see what you guys are saying to me in the chat, and look on the screen as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, the three key components of the Sunday Circle is thinking about what you are going to do as far as making your offers, sharing a message, and creating content. Okay. My message that I basically share right now is your fresh start starts now. And another message that I've shared with this week is it's time to print your profits. Okay. So this conversation is around what's your brand message, number one? Like signature things that you are sharing and putting out there, number one. But number two, what actual messages are you sharing with the people in your community? Are you sending out via email? So being able to send out via email and let people know, listen, your fresh start starts now. So if you want to work with me, work in the community for 90 days, this is what we're doing. Join, experience that, right? Um, One of the things that I talk about is the NNN, three N's. The three N's are what's now, what's new, what's next. Okay. So when I create messages, people go, oh my gosh, I don't know what to talk about in my messages, LaShonda. What should I be emailing my people? My natural inclination is to ask you what's happening right now in your business. What's a new thing in your business, or what's coming up next in your business? Right there, you probably have a good amount of stuff that you could share with your audience, right? So, one of the messages that I shared this week was, are you up for a road trip? Are you up for a road trip? And I said, listen, Print Your Profits is happening this weekend. So if you're up for a road trip, come out, join me here in North Carolina for Print Your Profits, number one. But number two, just kind of like just like if you were looking at an airlines and they're like, last minute weekend vacation, right? Uh, Sharing that road trip message. But it was also an opportunity for me to say, if you can't come out to join us for the North Carolina trip this weekend, make sure you're in my Sister Sense monthly program, the Sister Sense Circle, so that you can join the virtual 2-week next weekend, right? So you got to be strategic about your messaging and how you're going to keep people in the loop of what you're doing. A lot of my messaging this week has been around what's on the calendar. And I have two calendars that I shared with my community this week. One is my calendar for the Fresh Start program, so they know what's happening in Fresh Start this last week. So I've got to work on the Fresh Start calendar for this week. But the Fresh Start weekly calendar, number one, and the Sister Sense quarterly calendar, number two. One of the ways that you can get better at creating structure in your business, anybody need to work on structure? Let me know. One of the strategies that I've been helping my clients around is calendars. Like having a calendar that gives you a clear understanding of what you should be doing either that week or that month or that quarter. And then also creating a calendar that you can share with your community so they know what's coming up, right? And people are up to speed about products you're releasing, events that you're having, or even events that you're going to. Think about social media. A lot of entrepreneurs and influencers will post a photo, like maybe like 4 events, book signings, conferences, things that they're either hosting or participating in so that you know what's happening. Okay. Things don't just happen in your business because you think a thing and you keep thinking a thing and you keep thinking. You got to do. And not only do you have to do privately, but you should be sharing publicly what you're doing so that people are aware of what's going on in your community. Okay. So, um, when it comes to messages this week, I've been talking about the Fresh Start program, that I reopened it for people who want to participate in that. And I've been saying, here's the calendar of what's happening this quarter in the program, as well as a specific area, which is Fresh Start. I've also been checking in with private clients. So when I talk about messaging, it's not just about you messaging people on social media or you using messaging as an opportunity to talk to your people via email. It's also about messaging when it comes to individuals, right? Some of it is talking to your clients, some of it is talking to your team, talking to your printer, your vendors, your possible partners. I need to make sure that everybody, every year, I have my Back to Business virtual conference, right? And so I've solidified my speakers and I'm reaching out to my panelists, just so that they know what's on the agenda and making sure everybody's good to go with the schedule, that I'll be sharing with y'all actually real soon. This is the 13th annual Back to Business virtual conference. I'm super excited, and ladies in my circle get access to that. But I say that to say I'm talking to my speakers, right? So it's not always just talking to clients and it's not always just email subscriptions. When we're having this conversation around messaging, you getting clear about this week versus next week is you getting intentional. So let me know whether you are in the chat right now or you're in the community. Because, like I said, I'm showing you, I'm just talking to y'all, but um, this is the Sister Sense Sunday Circle document that my ladies are looking at right now. You can't see it because with the glare, I know it's kind of hard to see that, but I'm just verbally explaining to you what we do every Sunday. Um, Let me know what kind of messages you need to put out. So this week, do you need to send out messages where you're giving people a sense of what's now, what's new, or what's coming up next? Do you for yourself need to sit down and create a calendar? Are you in a space where you need to work on sharing messages to individual people? Who are those people? Or do you need to send out messages to your entire email list or maybe segmented groups? Um, One of the lists that I sent out this week were to my attendees. So print your profits attendees message updates. So my phone number, I always jokingly say that my phone number is Fort Knox. Old school business owners were real good about giving out their phone number, especially their private phone number. In the day of internet everything, I don't do that because as a coach and as a service professional, people will abuse that. Anybody feel like they have no privacy, no space, no boundaries because people have their number, they're calling them all odds of time. And for some reason, people think that when you work at home, you're not really working. So you have the time to just kind of drop everything and do what they need, right? I say that to say my direct number is Fort Knox. So if people ain't on my schedule and or if they don't pay me to talk to them, I'm not talking to them. I'm just keeping it real. However, my business besties who come out and work with me in North Carolina, I always say, listen, here's my cell phone. Because I'm a mama bear. I need to know when your flight gets in. I need to know when you're here. I need to tell you the suite so you know what room to get to. We do a lot of fun things during the weekend. We work on products, number one. I showed you guys a couple of things that the ladies have worked on during events that I had. So Print Your Profits, we do every year. Sometimes we do magazines. Sometimes the ladies do custom planners. Um, Sometimes the ladies work on different book projects. We do some fun things, right? Um, I need to be able to check in with them to let them know what's going on. Last night we went to see The Equalizer. Did anybody see that movie? It was interesting. I mean, I was surprised. I didn't see any trailers, so I had no idea what Equalizer 3 was going to be about. Um, so I had no context other than knowing that I watched the first one, and that was the only one that I watched. It has gotten rave reviews, and it was good, but it wasn't what I expected. But anyway, we always do a movie night, whether we are in house watching a movie or we go out and watch a movie. So long story short, I like to directly text message and or email message the ladies who are actually at my event, and just kind of keeping them up to speed as far as what we're doing that weekend. And they're actually going to be coming in here at 9 o'clock this morning. Session started at 9, but my Sunday circle starts at 6. So, woo to that. If we do a live stream today, I don't think we are because we did 3 live streams yesterday, and I really just want to focus on giving them my attention. Um, Turn on alerts though. If I end up doing any live streams later today, you can turn on alerts to see that. I did do 3 lives yesterday, so you can watch the replays on those as well. So, this part of the conversation, as I mentioned before, is really about identifying for yourself who do you need to message and communicate with this week via email, segmented groups, large groups, social media, individuals, all the things. Okay. So, your messages. This is crazy. I feel like this is going to be a long Sunday circle. I don't normally go this long. Usually I'm done within like 30 to 60 minutes. But I'm doing a live stream. And so I want you guys to be like understanding what the Sunday circle is about. So I'm taking a little bit more time to reiterate what the program is about and what we do on a week by week basis. But the core of it is basically every Sunday talking about what I do and helping you think about what you can do when it comes to making offers each week intentionally, creating messages that make you money, intentionally talking to your audience or individuals within your audience, and also strategically creating content because content is king. And if you're not creating content and wondering why your business is struggling, the disconnect is you're not creating enough content, right? At least 1 or 2 pieces of content that can strategically help you move forward, okay? So we talked about messages. Let's go to the final one that I'm going to share with you, which is content. How can you create content? Who wants to create more consistent content? Put CC into the chat if you want to work on creating more consistent content. Okay. I love it with my replayers. It'll be like a week from now, and I'll see a YouTube comment, CC. So this is for you live and also for you on the replay side, right? Drop CC if you are looking to work on consistent content, okay? Now, here's the deal. One of the things that make it kind of effortless for me when it comes to content creation is having a calendar, okay? So every week I have my weekly webinars. This week, inside of my program, we did a 5-day pages that pay training. So every day I talked about, even if you don't have a website, here are 5 types of pages you can create to strategically sell and build your list online. 5-day pages that pay series. Now, just to put it in context, I'm typing it because the ladies who are in my program, they can see the screen of me typing. And as I'm typing this, they also can take notes, right? So this is what we do every week. Pages that pay, also to put it in context, was a 5-day series. Once I did it, it was done. Now, anyone who's a part of my monthly Moneymakers monthly toolkit, this issue number 2, has the replays to pages that pay. They can watch it, right? So this is a print version of the actual toolkit that I released this week on the 5th of the month. So people go, oh my gosh, Ashonda, you have so much content. How do you do this? This is so crazy. I have structure, right? So the things that I do live, I repurpose the content in other ways for my audience, okay? Some people are not in my programs. They're not in the Sister Sense Circle, or they're not in the Moneymakers Monthly. This is $7. Moneymakers Monthly is at sistersense.com/MMM, which is Moneymakers Monthly. That's basically what that stands for. And it's one of my subscription-based programs. So I said a little bit earlier, we talked about today 3 things: your offers, your messages, and now we're talking about actually creating content. And for me, content is either products you produce or things that you use for marketing purposes. So, a part of my product line, my digital line, are the classes that I teach on a week by week basis. And I did lots of webinars this week, mainly for the 5-day Pages That Pay series. Some of you want to do courses. Anyone here want to do a course? And you go, oh my gosh, LaShonda, I want to do a course, but it's so much and it's a lot and I'm overwhelmed. Let me show you something real quick. I don't know if you know about the Fresh Start framework, okay? But right now, that's what I'm obsessed about teaching, my Fresh Start program. And a part of it is you intentionally making money by identifying one offer you're going to strategically promote for 30 days, right? And one of those is, can you intentionally do at least 2 to 3 paid webinars, short paid webinars? Let me ask you, those of you who are here, I know my girls in my program, they've done these. Those of you who are here live, do you do webinars and charge for them, right? Whether you choose to charge $25 or $360, a short webinar that could anywhere be between like 60 minutes to, I would say for the short ones, 2 hours, you know what I mean? 90 minutes, sweet spot. But are you doing short webinars that you can either, I call them weekly webinars. I do webinars every single week, but I'm generating revenue because people are participating in them, whether they're participating because they're a part of a subscription-based mentorship or training program, or they're participating because they're part of something like my Fresh Start, which is 90 days. It's consistent. A couple of things, by the way. If ever I say a link and you don't know it, just message me. I'll send you the direct link. Or those of you who are in my tribe and you know my links, when I say it, if you could just write it into the chat, I love you for free. But you can get the free Fresh Start guide at sistersets.com/FSG, which stands for Fresh Start Guide. Okay? I see a comment, so let me put my eyes on. I'm delayed a bit on the live. Yeah, sometimes there's a bit of a delay. Love Denzel, didn't care for Equalizer 3. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because people said, oh, it made all this money and rave reviews. And I'm like, I like it because I like my Denzel, but no. It wasn't too slow for me, but it felt longer than an hour and 50 minutes. Honestly, it felt like a 2.5 hour movie. And I think just because it had a lot of parts that I was waiting for something to happen that I didn't think happened. I don't know, maybe it was just me. Like I was waiting for them to change location, or I don't know what I was waiting for, but what I saw wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But it was still interesting. Um, so when it comes to content, the weekly webinars that I have on my schedule, that is content that I can create in the moment, but it's also content that I can repurpose going forward. Um, so classes, I've got them switched in different sections here. Webinars, classes, workshops. So the workshop, I try to do at least one workshop every month. And this month, the workshop focus is printing your profits. So, as I mentioned before, this week is the NC version versus next week, which is the virtual version of Print Your Profits, right? Um, Obviously, I'm doing a live stream with you guys today. And I did 3 live streams yesterday, and I did 2 live streams the day before. That's a 3-day period. So, you do the math, right? And I'm a spiritual woman and I'm an organic marketer. So I'm not in a space where there are like, 100 people watching me live. And that's okay. Cause I always say I'm not here for everybody, but the right bodies. I also talk about the fact that at the end of the day, it's not just the people who watch you live. Sometimes people go, oh, I don't want to go live. There's hardly anybody gonna be watching me. First of all, you're not here if you really genuinely love what you do and you're here to serve and work with people. That shouldn't be a problem for you. You shouldn't be in a space where you are using comparison to steal your joy, where you're not doing the things you need to do because you scared ain't gonna be enough people around you. The more you do it, you realize it's not just about the quantity, but the quality, number one. And number two, to be honest with you, there are a lot of entrepreneurs like myself who consistently generate decent revenue, both through people purchasing our print and digital products, but also services and high ticket products. I sell things that are $7, but I have packages that are $10,000 and 2,000 and 5,000. And so it's a myriad of the two, right? Thinking about those people who are watching you live, but I always say, drop a hashtag comment replays rock because people watch the replay side. So think about it. When I go into next week, there are going to be people next week and beyond who maybe they didn't see these trainings, but now they're watching them. This type of content I call my WBTs, work in background task, where I'm not going to be live next week, maybe, because I've done a lot this week. Or sometimes I just saw somebody say, oh, you're up at this early in the morning. I'm always up this early in the morning, but I'm just doing it with my private clients, right? So it's an experience where sometimes you don't know people are around because they may not be in your face like every day on social media, but they're doing their thing and they making their money and they working in their business, right? But when you do proactively check up on social media, when you're not live, your replays are your virtual VAs, right? They are connecting you to people who want to learn from you, learn about you, and take advantage of the resources that you have created. Okay, so think about it that way. This week, as far as content creation is concerned, I did webinars, the Print Your Profits workshop, and also uh, 5 to 7 live streams. Um, One of the things that I like to do is create video content and teach clients how to do it. So we did some videos yesterday. Some of the videos, I give the ladies tripods, like tripods. Every time I do a workshop, they get a cool type of tripod, right? And so some of them did videos individually yesterday. Everybody's doing individual videos today. And that's a part of the program, right? So I do something called my 100 challenge to record 10 types of videos. 10 types of videos, 10 videos each gives me 100 videos while I'm here. Let's see if I can do it today. Record 10 types of videos slash 10 each. 10 by 10 equals 100. So let's see if I can do it today. We'll see, depending upon my bandwidth. But even if I don't get to the whole 100, even if I do 30 to 50 videos, and these are micro videos, by the way, these are short videos. Even if I do, 30 to 50 of them, these short videos I can then upload to TikTok, to YouTube, to Instagram when I need to have content posted on these platforms to engage my audience, right? So content creation for me is about, what are you going to produce this week? And not struggling to find the time, but making it. It's kind of like people saying diets, they aren't like a thing, they're a lifestyle change, right? It's not like, oh, I'm going to do this diet for 2 weeks. Like, it's not something you do for like a few days or a few weeks. It's something that you have to keep doing, because otherwise you're going to go back to your old ways. It becomes a part of your routine. So when it comes to content creation, you have to think about what routines are going to work for you so that you're consistently producing your content. Consistently hosting my workshops, my webinars, my live streams, my virtual classes. As I'm producing that content for my clients, they're paying me to produce content that I can repurpose, that I can put on social media, all the things. Yesterday, we did a training on marketing moments, and that was a good live stream. Feel free to go back and watch it. One of the things that I talked about was, this is a marketing moment. I'm here. My hair is done. Ladies, sometimes we don't feel our cutest, so we don't get on camera. So you best believe I'm gonna knock out as many videos as I can while I'm here, so that when I'm not here, I don't always have to make a new video. I can repurpose something that I already created. Okay. So, long story long, I'm also working on my micro videos for social media. And one of the video types that I've been talking about are simple videos. Because let's be honest, if they're not simple, baby, you ain't doing them. Okay. So this month, I'm doing simple text animated videos. Last month for social media, I did photos. So for 30 days, I posted photos and then posted stories. Those strategies are a part of the TSP framework, where I teach you. TSP stands for 3 Simple Plans. And people go, oh, I don't know what to create. I don't know what to sell. I don't know what to do. In the TSP framework, I give you simple strategies that are going to help you for 30 days be intentional about your activities. Okay. I always say, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And a part of it is not wasting time struggling to figure out what to do, but doing something simple that's going to work for you, right? So for social media this month, I'm doing simple micro videos that are text driven. But here, while I'm here, I'm also going to batch create some short videos, switch out my clothes, sit here. I have all my branding, I have my ring light. I could do that for a couple of hours, knock out some videos that I can then repurpose later on. A few of the ladies have commented that getting even a hotel room, right? a suite or going to a nice Airbnb where you can sit and strategically knock out some videos, great. Because some of you don't want to do videos because you're like, oh, I don't like where I live, or I don't have granite countertops. I mean, we get so caught up in social media, what everybody else's stuff look like. You don't want to do nothing because listen. I did videos in my car while I was waiting for my kid from preschool. Okay. I did videos when I was in my little apartment. Now I do videos sitting on my porch. Do what you can do, right? But the thing about it is the doing. If you're not going to do the doing, you can't get mad, right? One of my favorite quotes are, "You can't get mad about the results you don't get from the work you don't do." Let me say that again because it's Sunday, so I'm gonna get on my Sunday soapbox, right? You cannot get mad about the results you don't get from the work you don't do. You can't get mad if you're not making money. You can't get mad if you're not seeing that people are buying your stuff, building your tribe, all the things, if you're not putting in the work. Now, you also have to think about what work you're putting in, right? Because they say insanity is doing the same things over and over and over again and expecting different results. You can't get mad if you're doing the same things and you're not getting different results when you know there are some things you should be doing and you're avoiding them. One of the things that we do in the Sunday Circle every week is we talk about how you can tackle the resistance. There is internal resistance and there is external resistance, right? I was having a conversation with a client who said she desperately needed to make money. And in 30 minutes, everything that she told me was something she wanted to give away for free. And I said, but I thought we had a conversation about you selling these. She was like, oh, well, I want to give it away for free. I was like, I said, you say you want to make money, right? She's like, yes. And I said, listen, you can't want to make six figures, but you scared to sell something for $6. Blink, 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 blink. You cannot want to make six figures, but you struggle to sell something for $6. Money conversations versus contradictions. At the end of the day, if either you're not putting in the work or you're working but you're not doing the things that you should be doing. Another one of my favorite quotes is, you're confused not because you don't know what to do, but you won't do what you know you need to do to grow. Some of you know exactly what the hell you need to do. You just keep faking the funk. Oh, I'm too busy. I don't have the time. You're avoiding the things that you know you have to do because you just don't bloody well want to do it. And you keep saying every month or every year, oh, I'm not seeing the results, or the business isn't growing the way I want it to, because you're not doing the things you bloody well supposed to do. That's the old English Caribbean woman coming out of me, right? What are some things that you know you should be doing when it comes to content creation? Okay. I love the idea that content is king, consistency is queen. When you put them together, you collect your coins. So between the content and the consistency, baby, it's a win-win for me. I show up on the Sunday Circle every week for my tribe at 6 o'clock a.m. And where two or three are gathered, I am there. Amen. You don't have to be up at 6 o'clock every morning with me, but certainly when you need me, you have me. And that's why I created my circle. My Sister Sense monthly community, I every single week have virtual sessions. People, you don't have to be on every one of them, but when you know you want to learn something specific that I'm teaching that week, or when you know you need somebody to pour into you, help you get focused, help you get clear, have a space where you can sit down, take notes, knock it out, move forward, that's my goal. So like I said, if you're in the Sunday Circle, great. But if not, you can always join at sistersense.com/circle, number one. My Fresh Start program is literally 90 days. We started last month. It's going until December. If you want to be a part of it, I reopened enrollment just for a little bit. It's literally $37 for 90 days, okay? It's at sistersense.com/fresh start. And the premise of the program is your fresh start starts now. Take this opportunity to work on repetition, work on producing digital products, entry point products that you can use to either just make money from those products or introduce your people to your core offers, get better at selling, get better at content creation, consistency, coin. So I do see the chat. Let me check that real quick, and then I'll share two more things with you and pretty much wrap up so I can get ready for my ladies to come and we can finalize day 3 of Print Your Profits. You have been consistent. You have been so consistent throughout the years. I don't think there is anyone like you I've come across. You are looking out for us. You are truly blessed. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. I'm 43. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I quit my job when I was about 3 months pregnant, and we were living in New York. And then when my son was about 6 months old, we moved from New York to North Carolina. And since those days, I've been on YouTube, I've been on social media. I want to say I was on Facebook, but I predate Facebook. So back in the days of Yahoo groups and MySpace and Black Planet, I've been doing this thing for a while. And so I know a lot, obviously, within this 2 hour period. I can share a lot. It's normally not 2 hours. The Sunday Circle usually is anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes. But I go where the Spirit takes me. If I feel like there are things that we need to talk about for an extended period of time, I'll talk about it. Because again, my goal is that every week I have to do what I need to do in my business. I have to show up for my clients. I want to create a space where you can go to. And people say to me sometimes, LaShonda, I'll call you because I don't have somebody. I don't have any, like, a support team or people who are business minded to talk to. So I need to talk to somebody, which is why I talk to you. And so I encourage you to think about the content that you want to produce. But also, one of the things that I mentioned before is tackling your resistance. It's not that you're confused and you don't know what to do. You just don't do the things you know you need to do to grow. What are those things for you? So I'm excited, y'all, because this quarter is when I share the print fruits of my labor. What does that mean? Throughout the year, I am privately working on digital but print on demand products and books. And I'm also helping my clients do the same. So this time of year is when I show you the creations, right? Like I said, this is the fresh start. This is somebody needs to hear this, right? 43 motivational messages and lessons learned. This is $7. This is my favorite right here. $7 solutions. I share 17 solution driven passive digital products that you can produce. But you can take it a step further and work with me and the ladies in my community actually producing these products inside the Fresh Start program. So I create a combination of, number one, DIY content. So this book is DIY. You go through it and you learn how to create digital products like I do. I call these your right now offers. Because some of you want to produce offers and they're good ideas, but they're not your right now offer. So that's what I talk about in $7 solutions. That is a DIY. The Fresh Start program is a DWY, okay? DWI, done with you experience. So we doing it together. We're creating digital products, promoting them, producing them, working on the process of getting better in these core areas, DWI number 2. Then there's BLY. As part of Fresh Start, there's also opportunities to get on the phone and talk to me privately. Like, okay, this is my project. All right, let me help you one-on-one working on your product. That for me is a BLY. They call that the Be Like Me or Be Like You. There are people who want to be like you, and creating spaces where they can talk to you privately, coaching, mentorship, consulting. That's another thing that I do. And then last but not least, done for you, DFY. So I am actually working on web pages, landing pages, and graphics. Yesterday, one of the things I love is to help the ladies design their stuff. So yesterday, when we were working on notebooks, journals, and planners, as we were creating the books, ladies were like, okay, here's what I have, LaShonda. I put it on the screen, and I'm a designer, so I could help them design their book covers. I could help them work on the internal pages. Levon was like, okay, I love this design in this book, LaShonda. Can you make this template? And I'm knocking out templates and we're doing the thing, right? And that is DFY, done for you services. So you want to think about it. And those of you who are here, as we're wrapping up today, I want you to think about those 4 ways to make money. Where are you and what do you need to tap into? Do you want to create some DIY content, some done for you content, some be like you content, or some, I missed one. Don't laugh at me. BLY, be like you, DWI, done with you, DFY, done for you, and DIY, do it yourself. There you go. Feel free to drop any of those acronyms into the chat to let me know what you want to focus on, as those to me are some intentional ones, right? Levon says, thank you for the custom templates. You're welcome. You're so very welcome. So I'm going to jump to the final part of the conversation. And this is the last thing I do in the Sunday circle. All right. I'm going to jump to that real quick, like so, like that. As our internet auntie, Tabitha Brown, says, I love what she says, like so, like that. The last 3 parts are as follows. You need to create a position to profit plan. You want to profit this week? Let's make the plan. First part of it is the 3 R's: your revenue, your reach, and your routine. So going into the next week, if you want to make revenue, have you identified specifically what you're going to sell and who you're going to sell it to, right? Your sales goals. So what are you selling? What are your sales goals? Like, for example, I have a sales goal as far as how much I want to make when I sell a product. Okay, this thing is $100. If I get 10 people to buy this, that's $1,000. A 1K one day, hey, it's a great day. Well, you can make 1K in one day, right? $100, 10 people, $1,000, right? So what are you selling? What are your sales goals? Number 1, that's revenue. Reach. Who do you want to reach? How will you reach them? I'm doing a live stream with you guys, right? That's helping me either reach new people, because some of you will tag your friends or share it out. By the way, feel free to do that, number 1. Number 2, if there is some means for you to tap on the screen, tap, 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 a heart, a like, a support. All support is support, right? Click, oh, this was good. Leave a comment. That helps with engagement, things of that nature. That's reach. Whether I am going live or I am posting on social media, or I take my content and I upload it to, let's say, Amazon, right? How are you going to reach people so that you can produce and promote your products, right? Super Bowl, people spend millions of dollars, right, to do a Super Bowl commercial to reach people. One of the things that I talk about a lot is that books build businesses. Books build businesses. So you can get the Fresh Start Guide, the Fresh Start First Step Guide at sistasense.com/FSG, number 1. And number 2, feel free to share it, right? It's a free guide. Creating lead magnets, freebie, value-based resources helps me reach people. Several of the ladies have either shared out my videos or they've said to their friends, hey, you need to check out LaShonda. Levon, one of the ladies in the circle, she introduced 2 ladies to the program. One of them she gifted the program to. And so she said, okay, listen, you need to work with LaShonda on your projects here. I bought you Fresh Start. There you go, right? Super, super love my tribe. They not only do they support me, but they support each other. They buy from each other. I love it. If you want to see some of the things that the ladies are producing right now, write this down. Her Marketplace. You're going to go to Sista Sense, that's me, sistasense.com/her Marketplace. My vision is that I want to help 100 women create $7 projects. My first goal is 50, then I'm working my way up to 100, okay? and I want to promote these women. Okay. So if you go over to sistasense.com/her marketplace, SISTASENSE.com, you'll see some of the $7 products that these ladies are creating. It's kind of like a sneak peek because I want to do an official launch a little bit later in a couple of weeks, and then continue throughout next year to grow the Fresh Start program and help at least 100. I mean, be honest with you, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've helped thousands of people with their digital products and things, but specifically the $7 solutions that we're creating inside the Fresh Start program. This is the $7 solutions guide. That's my goal right now. But I say that to say that books build businesses. So one of the ways that you can widen your reach is think about, how am I going to proactively market on social media? When am I going to do something like a live stream? Do I have a lead magnet or a freebie to give away? Or can I put out a book on Amazon? Can I have my book on Barnes and Nobles? Think about it. All of these celebrities have a book. Why? Because they can reach people through their books. Why do they get on Good Morning America? So they can reach people. They don't, now think about it. These are people who, why do musicians go on tour? Do you understand that tours are marketing? Number one, I don't know if you know this, but I saw that the Beyonce tour brought in about 4 billion, which is crazy. I hope that's the correct number, but I saw something that Beyonce's tour brought in about $4 billion. Crazy for her, for her team, for, think about it. There are countries that live off of the revenue they get from tourism, right? These are marketing strategies. If you ain't selling, it's because you ain't selling, right? So if you're trying to position yourself for profit this week, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try one more time. Let me see if I can pinch. If you're a part of my Sunday circle, right? You are listening. They're listening here, and they're also looking at this right here. So if you see it, this page says create your profit plan, your revenue, your reach, and your routines. This is what they see, and this is what they get to download. Hey, Tezra. Tezra, oh, miss you. Tezra is one of the lovely ladies who came out to my North Carolina workshop that I did in January. Um, Print Your Profits. It's now. Spring into Action is April. Content to Cash Flow is in the summer. And Fire Start Your Year is in January. The year goes by so fast. I cannot believe the year is almost coming to an end. My next North Carolina workshop is in January. So if you guys want to hang out with me in North Carolina, feel free to DM, email me. I'll send you the details, number one. But number two, Print Your Profits. This weekend, we're doing notebooks, planners, and journals. The virtual 2-day is next week. So those of you who are in my monthly Sister Sense circle, you have access to the program, the Print Your Profits virtual next week. Okay. But okay, if you want to position yourself for profit, how have you strategically prepared your revenue goals, your reach goals, and the routines that you're going to implement this week? What are those things? Routines for me, doing my webinar classes, creating content on social media, routinely messaging clients. These are these things that I do every week. And I try to find a way to do them where I'm not driving myself insane. I'm sorry, but if I can't do Instagram every day, I'm not going to do Instagram every day. Okay? I'm going to do the things that I know can intentionally convert, because as a business person, I always say, if you ain't converting, I know you're hurting. I always have these little funny sayings. I'm like, listen, if you ain't selling, it's because you ain't selling. If you're not selling, it's because you're not proactively selling your stuff. And if you're not converting, I know you hurting, because at the end of the day, as a business, you need to convert and bring in revenue. So intentionally, we talk about your revenue, your reach, and your routines. What are you going to be doing on a week by week basis to move the needle in your business? Okay. The next thing is your TP3. When I do the Sunday circle and I spend 30 minutes, 90 minutes, a whole 2-3 hours with you guys. My goal is to get you in the right mindset of thinking about your offers, your messages, and your content. So I've been on here since 6 o'clock. So the Sunday Circle is every Sunday at 6 a.m. You don't have to be up at 6. I do. I've been doing this at 6 a.m. every Sunday since last year. Okay. I don't do it live, so don't come for me if you don't see me on live stream. You can turn on alerts, by the way. I may go live a little bit later, but the Sunday Circle I do for my community. We have our webinar training, which is what I'm doing here, and the ladies can listen to me, which is what I'm doing here, right? If you're not in my Sister Sense Circle, my monthly community, you can join me, and you can learn more about it at sistersense.com/circle. Okay. In addition to thinking about how you're going to make some money this week, I want you to think about your TP3. I talked about that earlier this morning. What's the TP3, LaShonda? Your top priority 3 tasks. I took it a step further and I said, usually we just talk about the week, but once a quarter, we talk about the quarter. And because I'm going live, this is the first time I've done the Sunday Circle live. I said, I'm going all out. I'm going to be on here for a couple of hours with you guys. I want you to think about for this quarter, okay, 137, because this is what I do with my tribe. This is what I'm doing with you guys right now. When you look at your 100-day map, what's one thing that you say, I want to fill in the blank? Figure that out for yourself. Feel free to share that with me, number 1. Okay. Number 2, having a goal and accomplishing it are 2 different things. Everybody has goals. You want to go from what you want to do to what you will do. That's when you go, this is what I want to do in the next 100 days. This is what I will do within the next 30 days. So identifying a smaller micro project that you're going to complete in the next 30 days, number 2. And then number 3, we talk about the week by week. That's why I do the Sunday Circle every Sunday, because it's not just about having goals and then walking away and people going, oh, I hope you get it done. A lot of people struggle to get it done. We check in every week because you need that accountability. So every week it's, I am going to do this in the next 7 days. Can you identify something you're going to do in the next 7 days to intentionally build your business? Okay. So those of y'all in my chat for my community, I know you did it earlier, but those of you who are watching me live or via replay, pick one of these, think about it, let me know. Ideally, you need to be looking at all 3 of these. I want, I will, I am. I want to do this in the next 100 days. I will do this in the next 30 days. I am going to do this in the next 7 days. Okay? Because one of my favorite quotes is, a little by little, a little becomes a lot. And even my mastermind, it's funny because I see Tesra here. We had a clarity call a few weeks ago, and she said, girl, I don't know how you do it. And I said, well, schedule, right? I have a calendar and I stick to that structure, number 1. But number 2, bite. You know that saying, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. I don't say, oh my gosh, I have this big thing. How can I do all the parts? I don't know if I'm going to find the time to do all the parts. I break up big projects into bite-sized pieces. So for example, my mastermind, I do different types of trainings on a week-by-week basis. One of them is my monthly mastermind, the Firestarter Circle. That's twice a month. The Sunday Circle is every Sunday. The webinar workshops, once a week. The monthly challenge, obviously once a month. So I do different types of things. If somebody could drop this into the chat, that would be great. If you go to sistersense.com/circle, you'll see the 5 core things that I do in my community on a month-by-month basis. Challenges, workshops, the Sunday Circle, every month, right? Having that structure helps me. By the end of the year, doing 2 masterminds a month, I now have 24 masterminds that I can bundle, repurpose, Black Friday discount, all the things. You struggling because you like, girl, I don't have enough content. Number one, you're not doing it the right way. As adults, every adult says, oh, I can't find the time. You're never going to find the time. You have to make the time. Okay. I'm going to share a quote that I shared with my community a few weeks ago from Lao Tzu, and it's going to hit somebody. I know it is because it hit me. Okay. This quote by Lao Tzu says, time is a created thing. Saying I don't have time is like saying I don't want to. Some of y'all making the excuse that it's not that I don't want to, I just don't have the time. That's an excuse. You can find the time, or you can find a way or find an excuse, but you cannot do both. And some of these things, you just, as opposed to trying to find the time, you have to make it. It has to be a part of your routines to make it work, which is why the Sunday Circle is every Sunday. We're going to talk about the same thing. One of the things I said to you all earlier is I do what I call SMART repetition using the SMART acronym: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. We repeat. You have to keep repeating things to get better at them. Otherwise, you're not going to do the thing which you need to do, which is mastery. You got to get better at it. So what we're going to do is the TP3 activity of identifying what you're going to accomplish, either in the next week, which is the goal, but you can also do the same activity to identify your TP3, top priority 3 tasks, for the next month or the next quarter. And by the way, if this is helpful to you, a like, a heart, a share, a tag, a thumbs up, I appreciate you. Okay. Let me put my eyes on. Thank you, Tesla, for dropping that in there. Yes, sistersense.com/circle, number one. If you want to join the Sister Sense Circle, number one. And number two, because I'm doing like a special edition of the Sunday Circle, I think I'm going to share with you guys the TSP framework. I'm going to break it down for you in a minute. I don't normally do all the things today. I do have to get ready. Oh, I can't do it. I can't. It's 8:30 and the ladies are coming at 9. I got to clean up and change because this is not what I'm wearing today. And I only have 30 minutes to do that. So I got to go. But let's do this. Your top priority 3 tasks. Okay, what does that look like? Number one is you have to brain dump using the Eisenhower matrix. Do you guys know what the Eisenhower matrix is? It's Google it. You can see a photo. It's a productivity tool. You have 4 quadrants. So imagine yourself with a square and you break it up into 4 parts. And you have to think about what you're going to do, decide, delegate, or delete. Okay? When I talk about identifying your priority tasks for the week, the month, or even the quarter, you pair my TP3 with the Eisenhower matrix. What does that look like? Well, we just spent the last 2 hours talking about what do you want to do, getting clear about that. Okay. Hopefully this has been helpful to you, whether you're watching live or on the replay side. We do it every week in the Sunday Circle. Once you figure out all the things you want to do, then you have to come up with an action plan. So you brain dump your desires, the things you want to do, will do, are going to do, and then you get intentional. Once you do your dump of your desired tasks, then you're going to identify what you do now. The things you do now are the things that are urgent and important. They're time sensitive, they're top priority, they need to happen, number one. Then you decide. The things you decide, they're not urgent, but they're still important. You got to get it done. You put it on the calendar, right? Then you delegate. I love the idea of the word how. HOW. As entrepreneurs, as lifelong learners, we're always learning how to do things. But as entrepreneurs, baby, there's only but so many things you can learn how to do. Sometimes you have to replace how, HOW, with the word who, WHO, right? Just switch the letters around ever so slightly. That means, as an entrepreneur, you have to take it upon yourself to identify who you're going to delegate certain tasks to. People who are just honestly better at it than you. So one of my ladies in the circle, Afi, she was like, LaShonda, are you taking on any more web clients? I was like, for you, I will. She said, because listen, I tried to build a website, but it is not my mission. It is not my mission. It is not my skill set. So if you could take over this website for me, I love you for free. I got you. I'm good. Delegate. Some things you have to identify. You want to get it done this week, this month, or this quarter, but baby, you just don't have the bandwidth to do it. Who's going to do it for you? Okay. It's urgent, but it's not important in the sense that it doesn't have to be done directly by you. Somebody else can do it for you. Okay. How versus who. Last is delete. So in the Eisenhower matrix, you're trying to struggle. Oh, I don't know what to do. Eisenhower's matrix is like, lean in and listen to me. If it's not important and it's not urgent, delete it from your list. Stop trying to do the things you don't need to do because it ain't urgent and it ain't important. That's a little bit harsh. But men don't mince words. And so I'm a lady. And so I'm like, I don't really say delete. I say phase. So one of my favorite signature sayings is to phase in your greatness. So maybe you don't delete it, but you put it on a future list, meaning that once you've done the top priority things, you may go, I got time for that. I got the bandwidth. Let me come back to it. So either you just completely delete it from your list, number one, or you add it to a list of future potential projects that you can come back to. Make sense? Hopefully it does. So when it comes to what we do here in the Sunday Circle, every Sunday, this is the first time in a year that I've done the Sunday Circle live. But if you want to get this kind of support on a month-by-month basis, make sure you're in This Is a Sense Circle, my monthly mentorship and accountability community, so that when you need it and you're awake, because not everybody wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, you can join us for my Sunday Circles. I do it every Sunday, okay? So the last part of the Sunday Circle conversation is, and I'm going to show it to you on the screen. My clients who are literally listening to me on my phone, they can see it, but y'all can't see my screen. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit, okay? So once we talk about, I'm going to scroll. Okay. We did the last 5 parts, but I'm going to scroll up for a second just so I can show it to you. Okay, so the last 5 parts is number 1, creating your position to profit plan. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do it to where I can show it to you without so much of a glare. So this is creating your position to profit plan. Feel free to screenshot that. That was one of the last things that we talked about. You want to make money this week. How are you going to reach people? What are your revenue goals? And what are the routines that you need to do? OMG, I missed the October session. Yeah, sorry you missed it, boo. But the next one is in January. So just message me if you're curious. But my January Fire Start Your Year workshop is always MLK weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe even Monday, if a few ladies stay an extra day. Then it is the top priority tasks. This is when you think about your desired tasks, you do a brain dump, and then you identify the things you want to do, delegate, delete, or decide to schedule. Okay. And then, yeah, ladies are already registered for January. But message me if you want the details and I will get you in to register. Then the last part of it is it's time to take action. I believe that there are 2 types of people in this world. AT people. They are active talkers and they are action takers. Which one are you, boo? Okay. Most people are active talkers. I'm gonna this and I'm gonna that, or I could have done that, I could have done that, or I would do that, but fill in the blank. I ain't judging, but at the end of the day, I try to create a space where you can go beyond just actively talking and actually taking action, right? So when it comes to taking action, there are a couple of things that you need to do. Number 1, you need to tackle the resistance. The resistance is, what are the things that are honestly challenging you and blocking your blessing and your business? You want to make money, you want to live in your purpose, you want to serve people, you want to create your one of my new clients wants to make a cookbook. So we're working on doing just that. I'm going to help her over the course of the next couple of weeks create a cookbook. She said, listen, first of all, I'm going to see my mom for Christmas, and I believe her birthday is on Christmas. And so she's like, listen, for my birthday and for my mom, I want my cookbook to be done. And so we've got a couple of weeks to make that happen, right? When it comes to you wanting to do a thing and you actually doing the thing, you got to get clear about your challenges, fears, and misconceptions. What is going on internally or externally around you preventing you from doing the things that you need to do? You got to tackle the resistance. Otherwise, nothing ain't going to change but the day. You're going to find yourself going from January to December to January again, and nothing has changed because you're not taking the time to tackle the resistance. It's hard and you just deal with it being hard, or you don't deal with it being hard. You don't heal it, embrace it, acknowledge it. You just live with it and you're constantly struggling. Fears, misconceptions, challenges. I just said to you guys that one of the conversations I talk about, because honestly, I always talk about making money, is money conversations versus contradictions. You can't ABC versus ABG, right? So ABC is a sales acronym. It's called Always Be Closing. And I say, to be honest with you, a lot of folks, especially my Black women entrepreneurs, just keeping it real, instead of ABC, you always ABG. Always be giving everything away for free, you included. You ABG versus ABC because you don't believe in the possibility of you being the person that you want to be. There's a difference between wanting a thing and believing the thing. Whatever the brain and the mind can believe and conceive, it can achieve. If you're spending 15 years telling yourself you want to get to a certain place, you want to quit that job, you want to live that life, and you're not there yet, you want it, but you don't believe you can have it. When you believe, you manifest it. One of the ladies in the circle, she left this morning. Shonda, safe travels to you. Mwah. Don't know if she's still on the live, but Shonda said she was talking to her husband, and he was like, we don't make six figures. She does, well, one of the things that she used to do for several years was medical coding. She said, watch me. She said, in 13 months, I made six figures from medical coding. Then I started to teach people how to do the same thing. And she did that for over a decade. Tell me I can't do something and I'm going to do it. But in order for that to be real for you, in order for you to manifest the things you want to see in your life and your business, you have to tackle the resistance. Could be external, but it could be internal. Head things, heart things that are preventing you from doing the things you need to do. The head, the heart, or the hard. Because some of it is mental, the head stuff. Some of it is trauma, triggers, the heart stuff. And some of it is hard. Let's keep it real. Just like kids don't want to do stuff that's hard. We just big kids. Oh, I don't know how to do technology. Oh, I don't know how to get in front of people to speak. Oh, I don't know how to do a business plan. It's overwhelming. It's hard. So you avoid it. Where do you find you have resistance? Either on a big level or on a very small micro level, in a way that's preventing you from doing your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual tasks. That's where you improve. Tackle the resistance, number one. Number two, get your ASK. I know the other one, but get your ask in gear. I got to make sure I put the K on it. There's one thing that I want to share with you. It's not over here. Let me go grab it real quick. If you want to take action, tackle your resistance, number one. And those of you who are here, feel free to let me know something that is a resistance for you, something that you struggle to do, okay? If you feel so comfortable to do that. I'm in a comfortable space. I try to create a supportive environment for you guys. But think about where you are being challenged, struggling, or you have misconceptions around how things should work. So things are not working for you the way you would like them to. Then number two, you got to get your ask in gear. Who do you need to ask? And what do you need to ask to get better at something that you need to happen? Hold on. I need to go find something. Mind you, the ladies are going to be here in a couple of minutes, but I want to show you something. Okay, here it is. Oh, I've been sitting for a couple of hours and my legs ain't quite legging the way they should. Okay. Whew. I'm a sedentary creature. Don't laugh at me. 2 little walks and I'm just like, whew, that's a workout. What do you need to ask and who do you need to ask? Get your ask in gear. You ask the universe, you ask individuals, you ask yourself so that you can move the needle. The next one here is maintain your momentum. You have to maintain your momentum. How can you do that? You focus on a couple of things. Number one, PCS. PCS is what I call personal clarity sessions. I have clarity calls with clients all the time, but having a PCS, personal clarity session, is you basically taking the time to sit down with you and get clear about what you want to do next. High energy. A lot of people, a lot of adults, they struggle because they want to do top priority tasks during low energy time periods. They literally are waiting until they've done everything in their 9 to 5 job, everything for their spouse, their children, everybody else, and then they try to squeeze in time for their business. That's the worst time to do it. You're confused, you're frazzled, you're frustrated because you can't process, you're tired, you fall asleep, you barely get one thing done. You need to start taking high energy time to do your high energy tasks. I like to do things when I'm fresh. One of the things that people love is when I do my clarity calls, those clients who schedule in the morning. It's funny, I just laugh about because I've been doing my calls on my porch and they're like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. The birds, it sounds so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so therapeutic. I need this right now being out. And I'm not in nature, I'm in the burbs, but it's just it's a different environment being around the trees and the sun and the greenery and all the beautiful birds and things flying by. It's a thing, right? But it's a high energy time for me because the environment is conducive and I'm up, I'm alert. So is one of the things that's a challenge for you when you decide to do the things you need to do. You're doing them when you are depleted, when you're distracted, when you're defeated, and you should be doing them at high energy times. And I get it. If you have toddlers, if you work a 9 to 5, you work the late shift, then you need to book a room somewhere. Like one of the reasons why I do Print Your Profits is, or I do workshops here in North Carolina, is because I want to create spaces where for 3 to 4 days, you have a quiet space to work with me and the ladies in my community to intentionally get things done. You don't have to come out to work with me. You could just book a damn room somewhere. Like this resort, this is not a resort, forgive me. I've done resorts before, but this is just a suite at the Hilton here in Greenville. This is 10 minutes away from my house, okay? You don't have to go to Malibu to carve out some time to intentionally do the things that you need to do in your life and in your business, right? You could go to a co-working space, go to the library, right? Sit in your car. I have a whole setup in my car. Like, listen, nobody knows. If you know, you know. It hits. Working in your car, whether you sit in a parking lot, which I have to do when I go pick up my son, just sit in a parking lot. Is it just me? A parking lot or your driveway. I don't know if you've ever parked in your driveway, got your setup, and just worked in that quiet space before you headed into the house and did all the things you needed to do in the house. Create a space for you to maintain your momentum. Whether you do it by yourself, you get a coach, a mentor, a partner, or an accountability group like my community to support you. Calendars. I said to you before, and I'm going to say it again, you need calendars. You need, whether it's an app, whether it's a planner. Here's one of the, Elizabeth, which is one of the beautiful ladies that came out to my January workshop. She was supposed to be here in October and she couldn't make it. So she's like, LaShonda, I'm booked. I can't wait for January. We worked on I want to say 5 projects. They didn't do all 5. They had to pick the ones they wanted to do. She was like, I came here to make a planner. So not only did she do the workshop, I also gave my ladies opportunities to get on the call and talk to me directly. So after the workshop, she was on the call with me for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. We knocked out her journal. It's 200 pages of awesomeness. It is a daily journal, well thoughts, action plan. Okay. And this was her goal. This was her vision. This is why she came here, right? Whether you need a calendar to get you up to speed, or you need a support person, a mentor, what do you need to do what you need to do? One of my clients, Cynthia, she said, okay, LaShonda, here's the deal. I need a standing call with you for the next several weeks. So her time is 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And so for 4 weeks, every Wednesday at 10 a.m., she and I, 60 minutes, we're knocking stuff out. She just launched a new product. She just hosted an in-person event here in North Carolina. She was like, my goal, LaShonda, was 40 people coming. I had like 45 women. I was so excited. And then we are working on her next event, which is a conference in November. So there's a lot on the schedule, and she wants me to help her be accountable, get clear, and be intentional. We launched her Shopify store because her thing is REST. She has her REST acronym, number 1. She's the first lady of tea. She absolutely loves tea and the healing power of tea. So she has her own tea line, and she's launched her Shopify store. I help her set that up because I'm a web designer. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a web designer, so I do all the things, right? And she is a part of my insider circle. So she has a really in-depth coaching program where I do a combination of coaching, web and graphics design support. We do clarity and strategy. But anyway, for the next 4 weeks, every Wednesday, we're together for 60 minutes working on her goals for the next month. You want to be intentional, you have to create the space for it. Support team, calendar, schedule, whatever you need. App. I love the Google calendars, reminders, alerts. I said to you guys, if you want to see when I'm live, if you've been missing my lives, turn on those alerts. I don't do live all the time. But if you want consistent support, join me in This Is a Sense Circle. What time is it? It's 9:52, y'all. They're going to come in here and I'm going to be in my morning dress. It's all right. It's all right. I'm going to do the intro. One of the things, I'm going to be honest with you, I love doing these events. Y'all are my business besties. I don't like meeting spaces. I used to do the meeting space, the U-shaped tables, or the conference style rooms. I'm a different kind of girl. And I love the suite. We get the couches here. We do have a table in the back where ladies can work and eat and all the things, but there are couches. I'm going to just do a quick rotation, right? There are couches over there. You can see my book bag, disregard it. There's, the screen, the flat screen there where I do my presentations. There's a kitchen over there. It's 2 rooms. So my bedroom is in the back. There are 2 kitchens. There are 2 bathrooms, one there. So the ladies have a bathroom. And then my bedroom is in the back, and I have my bathroom and set up back there. So it's 4 days. It's, 3 or 4 days. It's a lot of work. So if I get tired, I could go sit on the couch. But yeah, they're going to come in. I'm going to be in this little dress for the first hour, and then I'll switch out to something else. Because I've just been having too much fun with you guys. But it's important for you to work on as a matter of fact, I'm going to open the door because we start at 9. So as they come into the room, the door is open for them. Hold on, give me a second. Open the door and move some things. So I try to get up anywhere between 5 and 6 o'clock so I can clean and prep. I'm just going to move this out the way for a second. So you can see behind this space is the table here where we can sit. But to be honest with you, most of the time we're on the couch. I use this suite pretty much all the time because I absolutely love it. So we can sit here. But this is a kick off your feet kind of a vibe. I love my Mary J. Blige, my Jill Scott. We have music on. We work on our projects. We laugh. Yesterday we went to the movies. We saw Equalizer. Either we watch a movie in-house or we go to the movies, eat dinner, have breakfast. You don't need to be stressed out when you create. You need to have a quiet space, you need to have a supportive group, and you need to have fun with the process. If you're not having fun, why do it? So I was supposed to drop off like an hour ago, but I'm still talking to you guys, and I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm very much a go with the flow person, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yesterday we had Mediterranean for lunch, and that was very filling. So we basically just enjoyed Mediterranean, some popcorn and late night snacks yesterday, and hung out by the fire pit that's downstairs in the country yard. Hung out by the fire pit, did all the things you want to enjoy, right? You want to enjoy the process of creation. So work on your calendars. If you need reminders, if you need an accountability team, if you need to create calendars for your clients so they're clear about what's happening next, that's important. I think, I'm not sure if the link is available, but if you want to see you know what, just message me because I want to give you a link, but I don't know if it works. I'm going to give it to you anyway. STM for Sister Sense this month. I don't know if that link is going to take you to what we're doing this month, sistersense.com/STM. No, that's not the new calendar. I'm going to update it. So while I'm sitting here, I'll just update it while I'm talking to you guys. But I want you to be aware of what's on the calendar, number one. And also, you know what? No, I'm going to do it here. I'm sending myself a reminder. Reminder, update the calendar at STM for Sister Sense this week. Okay. So just gave myself a little quick reminder there. It's funny because yesterday when we were leaving to the movies, my hubby said to me, "Is that a to-do list?" Because I was like, wallet, keys. What else was on my list? Eyeglasses. And he was like, I was like, listen, I need to remember what I need in my bag for me to leave. Okay. I'm of that age. Don't make fun of me. But being in a place where you can create reminders for yourself, whatever you need to help you stay consistent, that's basically what I'm talking about. If you want to proactively take action, if you want to be in a space where you are moving the needle and you're getting things done, what are you missing? That's basically the heart of this conversation. Believe it or not, it may seem like I ramble sometimes and I go off on tangents because that's who I am. That's my nature, love it or not. But I also get back to the point of the meat and potatoes of it all. And when it comes to this conversation of taking action, if you want to maintain your momentum, you need to be working high energy times. You need to be setting strategic time blocks, whether every week, every month, that you work on your vision, or else you're not going to move forward. You need support, whether it be an accountability partner, a coach, or a team. You need to create calendars, whether you use apps, planners, you use reminders. I was just in my iPad on notes. Hey, good morning. Morning, morning, morning. What time are y'all leaving today? No, come in. I'm just going over. What time are y'all leaving today? I'll leave whenever we're done. Okay.
I just need a break to go check out.
Okay, because I did late checkout. I'm going to be here until 3, and then we'll probably go downstairs. Levon isn't leaving until tomorrow, so I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay, so are we meeting today?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're here until 3.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to go downstairs and we'll continue in the lobby.
Okay.
I'm just doing my Sunday Circle. How come you were on Sunday Circle this morning? I said, I'll be asleep. I said, I'll be asleep. I said, she's... The hubby is here. I love it. It's definitely a family affair because I think every other session that I do, some of the ladies will bring their husbands. Afi and I both are fur moms. So depending upon the hotel, sometimes even the dogs will be here. The kitties will be here. It's a family affair. So in between sessions, when we hang out, do photos or videos or just go have fun, being able to hang out with the fam is a part of the experience. But anywho, I digress. These are some things you need to think about when it comes to taking action. Okay. So this is the first time, like I said, because I'm here in the suite for Print Your Profits, I said, let me go live for the Sunday Circle, but we do this every Sunday. Okay. Levon says she's on her way. Okay. No problem. So I'm actually going to sit here and do my introduction with them. And you guys can hang out while once they get here and they sit down, we talk about the agenda for today. Then I will sign off from you guys and then focus on my ladies. I do see some comments that I've completely ignored, so apologies there. Let me know who you are and where you are in this beautiful world today. Yes, Samantha, absolutely. In order for you to be consistent, you have to tackle the resistance. So what are some things that are challenging you from moving forward in your business this week, right? Emotional, external, because if you're not really acknowledging them, you're not going to move forward. Number one, YHD business events. Is that Monique? I think it's Monique. Thank you for sharing that about time. It hits. I'm allowing other client activities to give me an excuse to not do my own projects in tackling my resistance and also ABG. Yes. So, it's very, I'm a service professional, right? I do my stuff. I do my client stuff. One of my clients, Dexter, I love Dexter. He's so awesome. He said, okay, LaShonda, he's in real estate. And he also is in ministry. And so he said, okay, LaShonda, we have a book coming out and I need you to help me with this project. And I said, I got you. So I'm going to give him his product. I also do layout and design. So some of my people, they'll take my templates and create their stuff. And other people will say, hey, LaShonda, do it for me. So when he needs me to create his magazine issues or when he needs me to create a new document, I just send him the invoice, I make it, and I send it to him. So one of the things I say is I only do clarity calls on Wednesdays. So it doesn't take over my week. I have to control the situation. I said, okay, Dexter, what do you need? He told me very clearly what he needed. I have processes to onboard my clients, and I've done several products for him. So I know that I can get him his new product, his PDF, by next week. I also knew that I was doing this training this week. Ooh, I like your sneakers. Those are cute.
I thought about you when I bought them.
Oh, are you serious? You know what? I said to myself, you so bad, but I need to it's been long overdue. I need to send you the stuff for the magazine issue. I still have not forgotten.
Or I can just take a picture of you and write what I think about you. We're just gonna be awesome.
We could
and I'll let you see it before I post it.
We could do that too. We could also do like an interview, like a video interview too. Yes. We could do a lot of things and knock it out because I'm so bad. I need to follow up with that. But I don't even know what I was saying to you guys. Excuses, right? And strategically, I have all of these alerts on my screen. And I just realized that my start meeting stopped. I'm sorry, community. Rhonda says, on my way. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. So the ladies are coming downstairs, which is awesome. And I'm going to do our morning introduction when they come downstairs, and then I'll sign off with you guys. I'm basically going to keep doing my live until they come in and we start our morning. Compartmentalizing times of the week when I'm working on my stuff or client stuff is important, number one. And number two, ABG is when your ABG always be given versus always be closing. Acknowledging when you strategically spend so much time working on other people's stuff that you don't intentionally take enough time to proactively sell your own stuff. And I think even Afi was talking about yesterday, one of the ladies was like, yeah, I'm doing free webinars and speaking engagements. And they were like, this is what we need to do here. You need to be monetized. You need to be making some money. Let's talk. Being more intentional about how you put yourself out there and you sell your stuff is so important. Getting the offer out there, says Tezra. Absolutely. Yes, it's Monique. Hi. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, while I'm waiting for the ladies to come in, because we're going to be printing some products today, okay? I'm excited. They're working on new notebooks, journals, and planners, and they're going to be ordering some products. Hopefully, they will be delivered within the next week or two, depending upon their shipping. I don't know. I like to do speedy shipping and get that thing in like 5 days, but everybody's different. There are two things that I'm going to do while I wait for them, and I'm going to share those things with you, okay? One of those things is my Stay Productive guide. Stay Productive is inspired by one of my clients, Katoya. She's like, LaShonda, you're always talking about these micro projects, things that we need to do. Do you have a list of them? I said, for you, I'm going to make this list. I'm going to share one Stay Productive project with you, okay? And we just did one of them, which is the TP3 plus the Eisenhower matrix. Okay, we just talked about that one, number one. Number two, another one that I want to share with you is to crunch the numbers, because this is one of my favorites. Okay. There are a lot of them that are good. I'm not seeing crunch the numbers. Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm going to do, instead of doing one, I'll do two quick ones. Okay, number 5 is the meaning to list. Meaning to list. Real simple. The things that you have been meaning to do, put it on a list, get started. Number 1. I ain't going to go any deeper than that. You know what the hell a meaning to list is. Make a list of the things you've been meaning to do and start getting started. Number 1. Number 2, another thing that I want to share with you is 20. Bulk tasking. Okay. I said, oh, I'm just going to do things in bulk. I came up with the term bulking my task. I didn't know that other people call it batching, but hey, there was a term for that. To streamline, you want to bulk a task. Find something that you can do in a set that's going to help you move forward, right? So, look at the love jiggle on the side. You know? I'm a little chunky. I'm a little chunky on the sides. That's what happens when you sit in front of a computer. But I want you to think about, like, I'm here, I'm going to bulk batch as many videos as I can, right? So I want you to think about an activity that you can bulk and knock out. Do something that is going to benefit you in the future. So there are lots of micro projects I can help you with when it comes to being productive. Bulk tasking, number 1. A meaning to list, number 2. The Stay Productive guide is at citizensense.com/stay productive. But those of you who are in the Fresh Start 90-day program, the Fresh Start Plus, you guys get access to my ebook guides. Okay. So those are some things that I want you to think about when it comes to taking time to do what you need to do to bring in your revenue intentionally. Okay. And I am going to, as I'm working with you guys, I'm just going to update my screen for my mentees in the circle. So hopefully you guys have found this exciting. I have to friendly remind that this is fresh starts, not fresh start. This is the Sunday Circle supersized. This is the first time I'm doing it live, but normally it's, I would say on average 30 minutes to an hour when we do the Sunday Circle on Sundays. And you don't have to be on all of them, but when you need the support, you can as part of my Sister Sense community over at sistersense.com/circle. So this is good because it gives me an opportunity to share with you the Fresh Start framework. And my goal is that you get intentional about what you do over a 30-day period. So one of the things I talk about is to intentionally work on for 30 days your posts. What are you going to post? And repetitively do that post for 30 days, whether it be pictures or pages or just simply sharing your point of view with your audience, number one. Number two, what are you going to sell as a product? I believe if you're trying to keep it simple, either work on, as we're working on, I'm trying to reach it and I can't get it. Good morning. What time are you leaving today? Oh, that's pretty. I like your dress. Okay, so I'm in. It's a t-shirt. Oh, okay. I was like, that's not a t-shirt. Good morning. When it comes to working on a product for 30 days, either a $7 product that you can focus on, a subscription, simple subscription program, or a service package. Those are 3 recommendations for your projects. And when it comes to reaching more people, taking the time over 30 days to either proactively create video content, number 1, proactively do a series of webinars for that month, number 2, or proactively host a virtual summit and both you and your speakers inviting people to join you as a way to expand your reach. I talk about that in more detail as part of the Fresh Start framework, but for those of you who are not familiar, I just kind of wanted to give you a 60-second guideline of what my TSP Fresh Start framework is, working on for 30 days strategically your posts, your profit projects, and your people community building skills. Okay. I really hope that is helpful to you. Some of my ladies are coming in. We're waiting for Lavon. But the goal for today is a couple of things. Number 1, we are proactively working on video content. On the last day, we always do videos. And I think that we're going to have a lot of time to just relax and create content because everybody seems like they're leaving later in the evening. So we have enough time to publish some of our book projects, number 1, create some video content, number 2, and also create some upsell offers. So yesterday I did 3 lives, and one of them was on how to create complementary products that you can sell and pair with your low content books. And I think we're going to be able to have some sufficient time to work on what we started yesterday on that as well. So our plan is put together. Hello, Vaughn. Good morning. Good morning. And my ladies are here, so we are going to start. Thank y'all for joining us inside of the Sister Sense Sunday Circle. Mwah. Email me, DM me, message me, voice message if you have any questions about either coming out to my next in-person event here in North Carolina or joining the virtual version of Print Your Profits, which is next week. Those of you who are in my Sister Sense Circle, you can join us for that. If you want to learn more about the circle, go to sistersense.com/circle. And if you want to join my 90-day Fresh Start program, you can learn more about that at sistersense.com/fresh start. So the Fresh Start 90-day program, the Sister Sense monthly mentorship and mastermind community. Anything else that you need, reach out to me directly, and I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. Mwah. Till next time, y'all. Take care.